break a horn off. I'd like to see a moose sneeze.
How do we know it wasn't a shot?
Yeah, really. That's what it was. No, he stood right back up. Oh, okay. I mean, right back up.
I hear when you when you hunt with a bow properly, the guy could be struck right through the main artery that just stands up, looks around, and then bleeds out. Doesn't even run away.
Sometimes.
It's so sharp and so quick. They don't know what happened. Sometimes it goes right through them. Can you believe that's possible?
Yeah. We had an elk that we took. This is going to be 15, 20 years ago now. It was cold out. And my buddy was cleaning it. And after he was done field dressing it, he was wiping off the blood, but he couldn't get rid of the blood. Realized that somebody had got a bad shot. It still had a broadhead that was stuck in between the ribs, and when he was in there cleaning it, he was cutting his hand up against that broadhead the entire time. Had no idea. Yeah. Some of them they just glued back together, but I think he ended up with something like 70 some odd stitches in his hand and arm.
I think deer kill the most hunters, or kill the most people for an animal in the U.S., right?
Wow.
I think so. I mean, there's the percentage of, like a moose hit, the percentage of fatalities is higher.
Wait. People being killed by them?
Or in vehicle accidents?
Vehicles, everything, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but, and then,
wow, how do they kill them?
Particularly if it's a buck or something, the horns come through, they get impaled, deer comes through the windshield. Sometimes it just takes them off the road, they run into a tree, whatever the case may be, but the actual cause of the accident. Yeah. So, but the actual percentage of people who strike an animal who are more likely to have a fatal is moose, because they're so tall that when you hit them, they come down onto the carriage.
And the best team in my playbook for plumbing, heating, cooling, and electric is Fix It 24/7. You'll never find better prices and service ever. FixMyHome.com. That's FixMyHome.com.
If you are looking for an absolutely amazing heating, plumbing, and electrical company that doesn't price gouge you to death, call Fix It 24/7. Find them online at FixMyHome.com.
I love the way she put it. Doesn't price gouge you. What did she say? To death. They just price gouge you.
You still survive.
They don't price gouge you to death.
Just a little bit.
Oh, we're on. Ah, oh, son of a bitch. God damn it. Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. What is going on? We're here on Car Day today. It's Car Day. We'll take any and all car questions, complaints, but we talk about everything. We don't ever have just one topic ever. So, if you have an issue, call me at 303-713-TALK. As you would imagine, people are calling about or going to shops for what? They're going for cold weather, I'm sure. Right? I mean, that's what's going on. Now, what is going on with your car? Do you have an issue? Cold is not as bad, believe it or not, as heat. Did you know that? Did you know heat's the #1 killer of engines and not cold? But what are some of the things people overlook in the cold? Jeff, take it. What do you think? Jeff, Vic Kimmer Transmission. Let's just start out there because you'll learn a lot, even if you think you know everything. What's the #1 thing people overlook when it comes to the cold?
Just flat out fluid levels, period. And often,
why? Why fluid levels in the cold? What does that do?
Well, you look at if you're low on antifreeze or whatever the case may be, then you actually run a higher risk of receiving freeze, or you're going to get air pockets where you're not going to get the heat coming into the carriage of the vehicle.
Okay, gotcha. What about when it comes to belts and hoses. The cold, did they? As I said, heat's worse. So what are the dangers in cold for belts and hoses?
Well, you're going to get the constant change between the vehicle getting hot and the vehicle getting cold, so you're going to get more rapid deterioration of rubber components. So they're more likely, if they're already tired and weak, you're more likely to get a failure. All
right. Now, if I sound distracted, I can't tell you what I'm doing because I'll get in trouble. So I just don't want it. Oh, wait. No. The program director's out of town, isn't he? Oh, God. I spilled my coffee. God. Oh, jeez. And I was warned. Listen, it's not my fault. But, okay, I spilled my coffee all over everything. And I was told I was going to be charged for repairs. But I didn't get it on anything electronic except maybe that and that thing over there. Dave? Oh, no. Okay, but I'm going to listen now, so I'll go to Dave. Hey, Dave, what's going on with your fifth wheel, bro? What's happening?
Well, I took it over to a trailer shop, and I took it over there to get some certain work done on it. And now,
did you take the fifth wheel trailer, not your truck, the fifth wheel trailer?
That is correct.
What needed to be done?
Well, I had some problems with the brakes on it, and I did some investigation on it, and it needed to have the brakes magnets, the electronic magnets, replaced on the trailer.
Now, do these have a brake controller, or do they go by inertia?
Sure. No, it's a brake controller.
Okay.
It's like
But the controller's on the truck. The controller's on the truck.
Correct.
And what was the problem with what magnets are we talking about on the trailer?
Well, they're inside of the hubs, and they use magnets,
or magnetic brake,
instead of.
Oh, well, yep. Okay. Why? Okay. Because why? Because it's electric and it's easier to do a magnet than to run. You don't have hydraulics
going back there. Correct.
Of course you don't. Okay. Because when you plug in a trailer, you don't plug in hydraulics. Okay. So what is happening, and why are you calling? You took it into Iron Bear for brakes, and what's going on?
Well, I asked specifically for them to replace the backing plates. What I wanted done, actually, is I wanted the backing plates replaced because that has the electronic magnets, new brakes, everything on the plate, and it's not a whole lot of difference in price between that and the magnets. I mean, there's more work. I wasn't trying to get out cheap. But anyway, so I had the owner, guy who I've known, I had him look at it, and they took it apart.
I haven't heard the problem yet, though. What is the problem?
Well, the problem is that they didn't put the magnets into they didn't install them in the trailer, as far as I could tell, and I still have a problem with the braking on the trailer.
Wait. So when you were the brakes, they did do the pads and stuff, but they didn't, or whatever.
No.
Well, what did they do?
They just were supposedly put these electronic magnets in and wired them up to the trailer, and then went through the hubs and did a service on it, said the brakes were
But
okay.
They didn't.
I don't think they put these magnets in there, and I caught it. I actually caught it when I got the trailer home.
All right, well, this is an easy problem. They didn't do the work you paid for, so have them do the work. What do they say? Do they claim they did it? What is the issue right now?
They're saying that they actually did this work, and there's another part to this, but they're saying that they put these magnets, this specific part in there, and I don't think it's in the trailer.
But that can be verified. That can be verified by anyone. I
did verify it.
You verified they did not do it.
Well, okay, so I got the trailer home.
Wait.
I verified it myself.
Okay, how do you verify? Do you know enough to know whether it's replaced or not?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
because it has some wires that come out.
What did they do? Let's make this really simple. Of what you pay, what did you pay for the job?
$948.
Now, if you go to the itemized bill for $948, in that itemized bill, what did you not get? Like say line item this, which was $40, or line item this was $200. What did you not get? Just that's all I'm interested in.
Okay, the line item is the K71-125.
Okay, what I mean is, how much were you charged and what was it? Just what was it?
$167.88.
Okay. What else? If you added up what you did not get, what does it come to?
$332.38.
Okay.
$946.
Gotcha. Now, you can dispute that amount on your credit card if you paid by credit card. You sound like you have it right down to a science. Did they take it off the credit card bill?
They did at first.
Then what? They said they investigated and put it back?
I got a letter from the credit card company.
Yeah.
With this long story.
Yeah.
About how I basically don't know what I'm talking about, and that they don't give refunds. And they also said that they gave me a credit on this, and they toward this bill, which they did not do. So I'm going to go back to the credit card company.
We will call. What we need to do is we need to get your bill, and we need to have the items highlighted. You got it, Dan? You understand you'll win. I mean, if they didn't do it, but you need an independent expert to verify those items were not done. You are not going to be good enough.
I can do that. I have a local shop that I can take it
once
down
that's
to,
done, once that's done, they're insane if they just won't give you a refund. I understand what they mean, no refund, if they did the work, but if they didn't do the work, it's not a refund.
Well, if you look at the email that I sent, I have pictures.
Yeah. Listen, Dave, we don't have to go over the proof, okay? I'm going to assume you're telling me the truth. You don't have to keep telling me this. It's not a matter of proof. It's a matter of presentation. You did not present this properly to the credit card company. You're not asking for a refund. You're asking not to be charged for something you did not get, period.
Okay.
That's what you're asking for. And I don't know how this company gets around doing it. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait. You have the invoice, right, Dan? Now, you need someone that we know and trust to verify it has not been done. You can go to SentryRV.com. I mean, they have a Sentry RV. They have their service department is up north on the 119 turnoff to Longmont. And I-25, they do new and used RVs there, and a service bays, or their west location, just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims, they don't have service here. But you can get one of our other experts. I don't know if you can do that, but on a fifth wheel, can you verify something like that?
We were really not set up in order.
Right. So you got to call first, but I think Sentry RV for sure could. You need an independent expert to say, you did not get this. You got this. You got this. You did not get this. Then I think it's a slam dunk. How can Iron Bear claim that they're not going to pay you? Here's what I want to know without a story. Without a story, Dave.
Well,
I want to know something with Dave.
Quick. They acknowledge this problem.
Now, here's what I want to know. Do they acknowledge they did not install the magnets?
No, but
then what problem are they acknowledging?
They put a different one in there. They're saying they put a different one in there.
You mean an aftermarket?
They did something.
Well, hold on.
The same magnet is on that list.
It doesn't have. Well, not the same one as on the invoice.
That's rated for that trailer. That's right.
Okay. If they put one in that works, that's all I'm concerned about. If you told me they did nothing, zero.
Well, when I got it home,
you said they did, Dave. You said they did nothing. They did not install it.
Magnets in. That's correct.
But they put some magnet in there.
They did something to this trailer. I have to take it apart. You have to take the hubs off.
Well, that's what. And unfortunately, Dave, you know what? I can't go on your hunch. I need someone to say, "Here's the invoice. Here's what you got. Here's what you didn't get." I'm sorry, it gets too complicated because you can't just look at it as an owner and tell me what you got and what you didn't get. Okay? Now it's getting hazy and murky, and I can see why your credit card company backed out. When we come back, we're going to talk about something extraordinary. You've heard about the house that was basically blown up by Greenwood Village Police. You know, there was a guy holed up in there. It was on the local news. And this guy is shocked because he can't get reimbursement. But should he? Is it apropos that law enforcement be responsible for damages? Have they paid in the past? He wants to go to the Supreme Court. He's already been to a circuit court, I believe, of appeals. We're going to find out more. But this is an interesting story because I have an angle, too, that I think we should attack coming up. That did not call Paragon.
Hey, Ray, I'm so sorry.
Then call the other guy. We have another public adjuster. Call him.
Now, but it really got me thinking about my family. You know, could my wife still pay our mortgage if I had a heart problem? Or could my kids still go to college?
That's interesting. They blew up the house to get him out?
You should call my life insurance agent at Health IQ.
Yeah.
When I got
So
life
what
insurance,
God, did I screw myself up royally.
41% versus
There was a guy that was on
41%,
drugs or whatever,
that's
and he's
huge.
going door to door,
Health IQ
and this
starts by
place
showing
here had the
everyone
door
the top 30
open,
life insurance
and
carriers.
so he went
Make sure
in
they
there,
get the
and apparently there was
lowest
other
retail
guns
rate.
in
Then they
there,
apply their
and
exclusive
he was
healthy lifestyle
fighting, the cops tried to
which
go
can save
get
you
him,
up to
he started shooting out
31%.
through the
I
door,
literally got $1 million in coverage for my family for just $36 a month. Just $36
and that was
a
4
month.
years ago.
Yep. You should check it out at
They won't pay for anything,
healthiq.com/easy.
insurance didn't
To
pay
save
for
that
the
much
thing.
money, I'm going to call them right now.
Why would his
What's that
insurance
link
not
again?
pay for it?
healthiq.com/easy.
Regardless,
that's what we got
Yep.
compass on. I guess it's kinda-
healthiq.com/easy.
Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. When I say it's the best insulation anywhere, you can look it up yourself. Okay, now I'm not saying if you're building new you should use this because it's made for retrofitting insulation. You'll see the video and see what I mean. It goes into the walls from the outside. It's a state-of-the-art injection foam. It is not a spray-on foam. It never gets hard. It goes in. It stays pliable. It fills every nook and cranny. It makes your house energy efficient, up to 50% savings and 80% more quiet. Rocky Mountain Retro Foam can do it from the outside in typically 1 day. When you see it fill every nook and cranny, when you see it wrap the pipes and the wires, you can snake through it in the future even. It doesn't get hard, and it's wonderful. No off-gassing. It is environmentally friendly. There is no reason you should not do Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. If you're looking to insulate, this is the deal. Go to this website, foamyourwalls.com. Take a look, foamyourwalls.com, 720-676-6333.
These days, it takes two to pay the family bills. If
So
something
the guy
should
who
ever
owned the
happen to
house
one
was
of
not
us,
the guy that
what
owned
then? But
Right.
taking the time to do something about it.
It's just a random guy that the door was open, the front door was open, so we went into that house.
Instead, we drag our feet because we don't want to deal with all the
And her
hassle,
neighbor
complicated
had
paperwork and
$70,000 of
fine print,
damage to
pushy
her
agents,
house,
hidden fees.
and they
Ethos
wouldn't pay
is
for that,
straightforward
nor
life
would the insurance
insurance for
company.
people who don't have the time for any of that. With Ethos, there is
So this is
no
something I guess
hassle.
everybody
Even
should know.
better,
You don't let,
Ethos offers policy plans at every
cops
budget.
in your
most
house.
cases, there's no need for a
Well,
doctor's appointment. Take just
he didn't have a
10 minutes to
choice.
find out.
I know.
That
I'm
easy.
being facetious.
You'll be
Just
taking the
don't have a
first step
choice.
in ensuring your family has the financial
Wow.
security they need to handle the unexpected.
Ethos keeps it simple, so you can
That's that
protect the
whole
life
thing with
you're
the government
building and
there.
the people you
immune
love.
to-
Apply online in just 10 minutes. Get a free instant quote now at ethoslife.com. That's ETHOSlife.com. EthosLife.com.
Frank Duran, the real estate man with RE/MAX Alliance. He is a certified negotiation expert, and he knows how to aggressively market your home.
With our specialized marketing knowledge, we aggressively implement the most advanced, innovative, and proactive marketing plan you will find anywhere.
For all things real estate, do not hesitate to call 303-920-1622
fighting
or
this
get
since
tips online
2000
at
or
Frank Duran, the real estate man.
2015.
Hey guys, John Elway here for American
House
Financing.
big?
Whether you're looking to buy a home or refinance your mortgage, make the call to Colorado's home team, American Financing. These guys are local, they're experienced, and they can customize any loan in the industry. It starts with a salary-based mortgage consultant who guides you through every step of the process, offering one-on-one coaching to the greatest savings. And because they're salary-based, there's never any pressure. They're here to take care of you. In fact, customer service is a big reason for their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and their thousands of Google reviews. Check them out for yourself and then give them a call. There's no obligation, just a simple conversation around loan programs that may offer you a shorter term, cash out for a remodel, or simply greater savings. So when you're ready to learn more about a new home purchase or refinance, call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or AmericanFinancing.net. American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
American Restoration 24/7. Put them in your back pocket until you need them. If you need them, I hope you never need them. I call it property trauma.
Have you ever heard of a lease/purchase?
Chemical exposure.
On a car?
Yeah.
There used to be one, but it was old. It was really screwed up. I'm not sure that is what you're talking about.
Well, that's what she said. She did at Arapahoe Kia.
247.com.
This report is sponsored by American Financing.
A cool start with teens
Is she on the phone?
to a chill
Maybe
jack
she has
tonight,
her call
38 under
She's
focus
gonna call
skies.
in?
Tonight down to 18. For Saturday, a high of 48.
Got Peter at Claims Pro.
Refinance your mortgage and save $1,000 or more each month without restarting your term. It only takes 10 minutes to get started when you choose American Financing. 303-695-7000 or AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, regulated by Division of Real Estate.
It's the Dan Kaplan Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Okay, Friday at 4 is this
I'm not really sure
the
it's
greatest
probably,
political ad in American history. We'll play some of the greats, you decide. And impeach this. Are Americans going to throw the Democrats out of office for this goofy coup attempt? Join me at
That's a
4.
girl? Yeah. You know her?
This hour brought to you by CBD products that work. They really work for pain, for sleep, for anxiety. They have different formulations, chewables. They have soft gels, sublingual. You can do the dropper of oil. It's wonderful with THC or not. Real CBD that works.com. If you put the promo code KHOW, KHOW in it, even for my listeners on other stations, KHOW, you will get 20% discount. So think about that. Real CBD that works.com. Okay, so Leo, I just want you to tell your story, Leo. Your house was blown up, basically. Leo, we're hazy on the details. How did this all start, Leo? Can I get some paper? Just some blank paper. Yeah, so tell us what happened that day. Was anyone at home? Uh-huh. Okay. Sure. Now, listen, I just want to say something. Listen. I don't think anyone in the world, now Leo, you might have a different opinion, and the whole reason for this call is to get you help, not to debate things. But
Please,
just as
I need help.
As an observation, though, I would say most people don't care about what police do to get a bad guy because they feel if a guy's holed up in a house shooting at police, he's pretty dangerous.
Sure.
Don't let him get out of there.
Sure.
Do whatever you can. I think most people would agree. I think where people would disagree is after they do the damage, they should have some responsibility.
Right.
Well, hold on. So you're not disputing what they did. You're disputing what you're saying is, now help me. But other people might say, and other people might say, well, no, Leo, this is just, you're a victim of crime, and that's why we have insurance. So let's take that one step at a time. The damage that I saw to this house, it's a little unbelievable. First of all, did they know there were no innocents in the house?
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so now there's a bad guy in the house shooting at police.
Right.
What did they do to do such devastating damage to your home?
What they did, Tom, is they used this paramilitary, I shouldn't say paramilitary, military equipment.
Was it SWAT?
Now have
was it SWAT?
The SWAT, okay? They had 2 armored vehicles that looked like those Bradley fighting vehicles. One in the front yard, one in the backyard. The one with the one with the machine guns around it and stuff. They had 2 of those. They had over 100 officers, which they plainly admitted on TV, and they were firing 30 millimeter rounds, of which one of them was still stuck in the wall, and you could see his picture all over the internet. Unexploded ordnance. Okay, so they proceeded, Tom, to blow up the house.
But Leo, you're not trying to make a case. Leo, I want to get this straight. You're not trying to make a case for police negligence, are you? Are you saying it was overkill, or are you simply saying I'm a victim?
Tom, what I'm saying, Tom, is very simple. If you think you need that kind of firepower, do it fine. But don't throw an innocent family out in the street and pay for it.
All right. So I don't want to go there as far as police negligence, because some people might think it's overkill. Some people may not. I don't want to be distracted by that discussion. Now the discussion is simply this. It's simply this. Leo and his family are homeless. Who's responsible? Well, ultimately the bad guy is, but he's not going to pay. Now, do police officers ever pay for damages they do? Now, I believe, let's put it this way, if they went to the wrong house and your son's watching TV and somebody said, I saw a guy with a gun run in there, I have seen cases where they go to the wrong house or something wrong is done and they pay. But in your case, so now the dust settles. What is the very first thing you do? Do you ask anyone at the city, now what? Or where does it get to that point?
Absolutely. So at that point, I called the city manager, Tom. Okay, I called the city manager, and I said, okay, the family needs a temporary house.
Like tonight. I mean, your house is like blown up.
They've lost everything. Okay, they've lost everything. They've lost their personal possessions. They've lost their home.
Okay,
they've lost everything.
Right.
Tom.
So now what?
Okay. And what he says, and Tom, there's a false statement on that Greenwood Village thing they posted, Tom, because they said they offered my son a temporary housing. Tom, that's BS.
Okay.
They offered me $5,000.
No. But why did they offer? Hold on, Leo, I know you're packed for bear and loaded. Just one thing. Why? What's the $5,000 they offered?
It was what it was, Tom, is it was the deductible on the insurance.
Okay, now, you say your son. Who owned the house?
I did. It was my house, Tom. I bought the house for my son, because he was getting engaged.
Who's on the deed? Who's on the deed?
Me.
Okay, who lived there?
I owned the house.
Who lived there?
Son.
Your son?
My son and his girlfriend and her son.
Okay, so now the 3 of them are displaced. They offer $5,000 as a deductible. Now, my question to you is, why wouldn't your homeowners take care of everything? In other words, you're suing. What are you suing for? You have damages beyond your insured damages. What are you suing for?
All I wanted, Tom, is I wanted fair market value for my house.
Well,
it's that simple.
Well, what about replacement value? That's
that's what I mean, Tom. The insurance paid me $300. I want the story to get straight. The insurance paid me, Tom, $345,000.
How did the insurance company arrive at $345,000?
Well, because that's what I had the house insured for. But Tom, this is something that your viewers,
Hold on.
public
Leo,
needs to know.
excuse me. You got to stop going forward. Listen carefully.
Okay. All right.
I
Okay.
promise you, you'll get all your stuff out. But when you said that's what you had it insured for, normally, listen, normally you don't insure for a specific number. Normally, you insure homes for replacement.
Well, Tom, maybe you do, Tom. Like I say,
what I'd like to do is bring up Jeremy one thing at a time. And I know you want to talk about a million things, but I want to talk one at a time because I think we might be able to help. Jeremy, when he said I insured it for $345, with homeowners insurance, Jeremy, is there a finite value somewhere?
Yeah, there is.
And Jeremy's with Compass Insurance Group.
What they thought. They probably thought that's what it was going to cost to rebuild the home.
Now, Jeremy, if it turns out that it's more to build a home, then what?
Well, on a homeowner's policy, most of them are going to come with extended dwelling coverage. In this case, and I don't know what he had, but it would have most likely been a dwelling fire policy because this is a rental, regardless of whether you're renting to your kids or a stranger. If you own the home, if you own the home and you're not the tenant in the home, it's a rental. It should be set up as a rental policy. A lot of those, what we call a dwelling fire policy, those typically don't have extended replacement.
So
Some of them will.
could be the hang-up. That could be the hang-up is that it was a rental.
Now, right, Tom. That sounds right, Tom.
Leo, was your insurance company, were they treating it as a rental?
I believe so, Tom. It would have had to have been.
That's where the that's where the problem is.
There, okay. So, more than less likely, that's probably true, Tom, yes.
And that's probably why, Jeremy, they were such sticklers on a finite amount. Because if this was a primary residence, for those listening with primary residences, would we run into not being able to rebuild the house fully to the way it was?
Well, I think the hard part or I guess my question is, are you trying to rebuild the home or are you trying to just get the value of what the home
Well, hold on.
Worth?
Either way, Jeremy, you rebuild it and sell it. I mean, why would you do otherwise? I don't understand that. Do you have the option?
Well, I'm just wondering if $345,000 wasn't enough to rebuild the house or fix the damages.
All right, hold on a second. That's what I want to figure out. I think what Leo is saying is he's either saying it's not enough to rebuild or it is enough to rebuild, but I can't get the value. And that's what I'm not sure of. That's what we're trying to do to help. And we have another insurance expert listening. Would you tell Leo that we, honest to God, understand and will get to his damages? We're right now concentrating on nuts and bolts. Please tell him.
Also, does his son have renter's insurance? I doubt it. Then probably he should have had renter's insurance.
Yeah, but it would never, ever go to the extent of
but it would pay for his stuff inside the house.
Yes. God, I never thought of them figuring this as a rental.
I wouldn't think so.
You should. Well, that's interesting. It makes sense.
It does. I did not think of it.
You should see how they rebuilt this thing.
It's nice.
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, look, this is...
That's the finished product?
Right.
Oh, shit.
So, I mean...
So what if he wanted...
Hey, Daphne, what was that house worth in that neighborhood before the blow-up? What do you think, without exaggerating?
That's how I'm feeling.
Centeno Schultz is living stem cell therapy. Don't waste your time looking at other clinics. I'm just going to be straight with you. Especially chiropractors. I don't know of one chiropractor anywhere that does living stem cell therapy. Here's how you can tell if you're getting true living stem cell therapy. If they ship in any fluids or any cells, they are not living stem cells. Under current law, they can't do it. So, they must be dead cells. If you want true living stem cells, Centeno Schultz, he's been doing it from the beginning, and they extract it from you at the time of treatment and deliver it with imagery. They are MDs, and you know what? Many times you don't need stem cells, and they will recommend PRP, platelet-rich plasma. And that will do just as good in some cases. But they're the ones that know. You won't waste your money. Centeno Schultz, 303-963-9201, 963-9201, avoidsurgerytoday.com.
So how much damage was to the house?
500. It would have been more if he was inland.
They give 345 is what they gave them.
Is that the estimated damage?
Yeah.
So about that house would have been about 500.
4 years ago.
But it was the old one. It was the old style, right? And about 700. And his was not in great. I mean, his was not great. Okay.
It's from the 70s.
There was no basement. Do you know how many square feet it was?
People do leave off a few things.
Do they? It's interesting though.
Does he have a basement now?
What did he spend?
Yeah, it would be. What did he spend to redo it?
No, it's not fair to ask for that.
So the reason I pulled that up.
Does it look way nicer now?
Oh, yeah.
Does it look?
Same house.
Shit, you should see it. You need to see it.
Does it look? Does it look bigger?
Bigger, modern.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah. You need to see it. It looks like a new house, a whole new house. And it pretty much probably is.
Yeah. I'll bet you they scraped it. And I think they did because of the asbestos. You might want to ask them on that. Daff said something about that. That now then it had asbestos in it.
So did he build the old house or build a new house?
Huh?
Build the old house or build a new house?
Or did he scrape
Fix it or did he scrap it?
Well, they built it on the same foundation.
But they built a new house.
They had to.
Okay. Because that's a new house.
Is it stucco now?
No, yeah.
Yes.
It's,
how'd you know that?
Send me the link. I just wanted to know.
It's modern. It's nice. It's way nice.
Try it for 60 days risk-free and send it back if you're not satisfied. Plus, right now, when you visit molecule.com, spelled MOLEKULE, you'll save 10% with promo code.
So I wonder if the old one was appraised and this one was appraised, what the difference would be.
Destroy them with Molecule.
You know, that's the thing about it. So $500,000, is that what it would have sold for with lot and everything?
No, it would have sold for about 6 or more.
Okay.
In that neighborhood.
I wonder what this one appraises for.
I see. Here's the deal. He may not have a loss, and he just.
That's what I'm saying.
He wants something, but you know what? If he got, here's people. This is a complicated topic.
That's like totaling a used car and asking for a new one.
Delicious and nutritious American Canada, 2 of the latest arrivals to PetSmart selection of natural pet foods. Give your pets kibble, wet food, and treats from American Canada. You want it? We got it. We're PetSmart. Save up to $2.
Are you into Marvel stuff like that?
Oh, yeah.
Are you? Have you seen that company that makes models of all the Marvel heroes? Have you seen that thing? I wish I had the link. My son is buried in that stuff.
You know, this is really important. I have to say this right off the bat. We're on Leo's side. We want to try to help make him whole and get him what he needs. But I want people to understand the problem. You know, I understand TV has a very limited time, but they told such an incomplete story. You know, this house, no matter how we look at it, was a rental. However, it was 1,900 square feet. And it was built, it was a 70s motif. On its best day, that house would have sold for about $650 to $700 in its previous condition, on its very best day. So, because it was on the main street, on the main drag, it backed up to the main drag, and that's, according to my experts, anywhere from $600 to $700 on its best day. So here's the point. What are losses? What are they? And how do you calculate them? Jeremy says when you have a house insured, you don't sell it to them. If your house would sell for $700,000, they don't hand you $700. What they do is they give you enough to fix it, and since they're not fixing the lot, and in many cases you use the foundation, whatever it is, at the end, theoretically, for what they give you to fix it, theoretically, you should be able to sell it for what you would have the day before the accident. Jeremy, isn't that what we get right down to?
Exactly,
Okay.
and it's basically just trying to skip a step. People want to get the insurance proceeds as the real estate value of their home.
So my question to Leo is this. It's a very simple one.
Yes.
Leo, was the $345 that your insurance paid, was that enough to rebuild that house?
No.
Why?
No, because, Tom, well, very, very simply, Tom, to build a house to today's codes, in that neighborhood with the new HOA regulations, and you have a person that works for you that lives a few houses away, with the new HOA regulations, Tom, and they're just oh my God. Okay.
Leo, I understand. So here's the deal.
It's not enough, Tom.
How much? Now seriously, you did upgrade. Yeah. You did upgrade. How much more than the $345 did it actually cost you to rebuild?
About $200,000.
Okay, so you spent $545 on that house.
Yep.
And you're out $200 of your own money.
I am.
Okay, now here's what I want to know, Jeremy.
Sure.
Don't renters policies at Compass Insurance, I'm asking in general. Don't renters policies, he's a landlord with a policy. Doesn't it cover code upgrade?
Some do and some don't.
Okay, fine. Okay. Now, so then we say, okay, if it took him truly another $200,000 to rebuild this. Now the question is, will that house sell right now for what? What will it sell for, Leo?
Oh, probably around $700,000, Tom. Probably, I guess. I didn't have it.
Or more?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, probably $750. Well, there's a house just on the street that sold for like
$739. So okay, so let's just say this.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
So what are your losses? You truly do have some losses because if it would have sold before for about $650 and now it sells at, let's say it sells for $7, that's $50,000 taken away from your $200. You still have a $150,000 loss, no matter how you look at it. Plus, now the contents. Did your son have renter's insurance?
No, Tom.
All right.
He didn't.
I want to talk. Okay, so why shouldn't they pay damages if he has damages beyond what it takes? Jeremy, I know you're not an attorney, you don't talk about this, but you must have seen cases where insurance doesn't cover everything. What do people normally do?
Well, I think the issue in this is just he didn't have enough coverage. So when we're building a policy, we want to make sure that the dwelling coverage is adequate to rebuild the home. What's a worst case scenario? The home burns down, we have to rebuild it.
And with code
we need to make sure that we have enough coverage for that. And the code upgrade is obviously part of that loss.
But that's
what about HOA upgrade?
No, can you get HOA upgrade policy as well?
Something that the HOA requires?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm not familiar with that.
But here's the deal. Here's the deal, Leo. They can't go retroactive on you on some cases. However, suffice it to say there wasn't enough coverage. But that doesn't mean the city gets a pass, does it? I mean, that's what we have to examine.
Now, impact traffic. This report is sponsored by SCL Health System.
There's a few mid-morning trouble spots popping up on the drive across town. Got a stall or a crash eastbound 6th Avenue approaching Federal. That's got you slowing down there all the way back to Sheridan, so watch out for delays. Off-highway, got a crash and cleanup stages at 92nd and Wadsworth. Police remain on the scene. Looking out for a crash westbound I-70 approaching Havana. Backups to 225. Earlier crash downtown, southbound I-25 at I-70. That's gone. Watch out for wreck on eastbound Arapahoe Road approaching Parker. Some big delays there. The weather forecast. Mostly sunny but chilly today with a high of 33. Right now mostly cloudy and 30. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner on 630 KHOW.
Having a baby means making a lot of decisions. That's why choosing your team is so important. SCL Health's network of doctors and midwives offer a personalized approach to pregnancy and childbirth. With locations across Metro Denver, find one near you at SCL Health.
I wonder what the difference is, or is there a difference?
All right, let's talk about Budget A1 transmission and auto repair and their free transmission estimates free, which means removal and take apart. We've had so many people take advantage of this. Yeah, you know what? They give you a ballpark. If you like it, they take it apart free. No obligation. If you decide not to get it done, free. If you decide to get it done, they still don't back charge you. If you want to take it somewhere else, free. But you know what? They guarantee that they'll beat any price by 10% or $250, whichever is more. Plus, they do it free. Take them up on it. 303-781-9858. 781-9858. Budget A1 transmission and auto repair.
I sent you the link to that. Let me see if I can find another frontal picture of the house. So they just blown up one which has a back picture. If that thing was worth 600,
I don't even know what fucking Termly is.
650 back then. Wait, what's that? God, that just looks bad. Is that the frontal? That's the frontal there. Right, that would be the frontal. It was a single car garage too before, right? Isn't it? Or is
that the front of the house?
I think so. And then this is just why they're rebuilding that.
Oh. Termly.
Is that a single car? Or is that a garage over here?
Yeah, it looks like it's a single car. Man, them houses have nothing in common. Has Tom seen both of them?
Have you seen them both, Tom?
What?
Have you seen both them houses?
No.
You've got to see them.
He got Betterment.
Oh.
You've got to see that.
Yeah. And I would say 400,000 more.
No, it's selling for more. It'll sell for more, but that doesn't mean he should absorb 200 grand in loss.
No. You have to see the difference. Are you serious? You gotta get over here.
I'll snip that one. I wonder if Zillow would have a picture of that. What address? I don't have the address. They might have a picture of that house.
I don't understand where they're getting this money from.
From the house?
No. I had a charge. I had a Visa charge, and I don't understand where it came from. I hate political ads now. I'm getting text political ads. Vote for this or vote for that.
Really? Well, that CCC, that's a big one. I hope you guys are voting no on CCC.
Is that where they get to keep the money?
Yep.
They get to fuck you twice, they take it, and then they keep it.
Yeah, I'm gonna let this be other. I should have probably. Wow, that's.
Did you send them to Tom?
Yeah, I sent the link. I sent you. You seen the link, right? Did you see the two houses?
Oh, I'm gonna look.
Or you can come over here and look at it.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Listen, life is not the same. His house was blown up by police. The owner, Leo, he wants justice. Now, you may first look at this and say, look, the house is obviously way better. It's a beautiful home. He is better off, he is, than the old house, except $200,000 of his own money went into it. So here is the question. When it comes to damages, if that house will not sell, you see, here's how you would calculate that. To know if he has damages. This is how an attorney would calculate it, because I've talked to him. You would take the current house, all right? That current house should sell for the same price as the old one, plus any personal money he put into it. If it does, he's even. He has no loss. Now, he may argue that, but this attorney said, look, if the old house would sell for $700, and he would that's what it would sell for, and let's say he makes a couple $100,000 on it, that's fine. Now, if the new house that he rebuilt will sell for the old price plus whatever personal money he put into it, then he is whole. There's nothing that says he gets to profit from it. Now, that's the bottom line. And I think, Jeremy, you would agree. They're supposed to put you in a position you were in before the accident, not benefited or not. They're not obligated to give you betterment, right?
Correct.
Now, if he had to put personal money into it to get it to that level, well, it doesn't count. I mean, the insurance money should make him even. He's saying he didn't have enough money to fix it. So the only question is this. So will he make up that $200 in a sale? If the old house would have sold for $700. So what the attorney said was you take the old house, what he really would have gotten for that. So let's say $650. And you add the personal money he put in, which was approximately $200, or he actually put more than that, whatever. Will he be made up? No, he put $200 in. So can he sell that house for $850? That's really what it comes down to. Leo, have you ever had any appraisals on the new house?
No. All I can tell you is that some houses sold in the neighborhood for one just sold for like $690.
But that house that you have now, that house is better than the old one. But so what? You put $200,000 more into it, of course.
Well, yeah, Tom. So what? In money on paper, what am I going to do? Throw my son out in the street and sell the house?
How are you calculating? But Leo, that part doesn't enter into damages. What I'm trying to do is figure out why the hell you're losing. I need to know this. In calculating your damages, what did you calculate them as?
Well, Tom, it's really pretty simple. I put in about $200,000 to rebuild a house.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, but if the house will sell and you get that $200 back, and it would sell for what it did, then you wouldn't have a loss. If it sells for Leo,
I suppose that's true, Tom.
If you add that $200 to what it normally would have sold for to get your money back. I hope people understand calculation of damages, but we still haven't answered the question. Should city police be able to do this much damage, or any municipal department or anything? Or can you I don't know. Now, Jeremy, in the past, have insurance companies been successful in subrogating against other agencies like this?
Hey, Tom, can I ask Jeremy a question,
if they thought they had a chance, they would definitely try and subrogate, and I would be interested to know in this particular case if the insurance company
absolutely.
They did subrogate?
They already did. They already did, Jeremy.
Did they get money?
Because, well, no, because I didn't get any money.
All right. Now, I'd like people's opinions. I'm going to take other calls. It is car day. I'm Tom Martino. I'm going to talk to a public adjuster as well, because I just want to know their opinion on the whole thing. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You know what?
Tell them I'll give them $700 for it.
Denver trial lawyers. If we could get someone from
Daphne
there
had her house redone.
and tell them what's this about. But tell them, you know, I know, I just want their legal opinion.
Oh, she told me, she was telling me that story. That was crazy, that story.
With the car backfired and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and listen, right now, Leo, we can call back. Tell him we understand and we're going to fight for him, because I do see he's got some losses there, but he needs to get an appraisal of this current house.
I agree. His damages should be his upgrade plus his loss of rental income. That's what I would say.
That's right. But I wonder, people might think, well, if it sells for what it did before, what difference does it make? Because he's minus 200 no matter how you look at it. That's a loss.
Right.
Did you look at it?
But he had a gain. He had a loss, but he had a gain.
He's gotten betterment, but he may not have gotten a full 200 betterment.
It's possible.
I do think he got fucked. He did. He got fucked. I mean, if we put another 200 in, you know, we'd be happy with the result, but when we go to sell, we're minus that 200.
No matter what.
Do you think it would sell for 200 more?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Do you think well, no, I mean 200 more than the previous price.
Look at it. This thing was a piece of crap. It looks like a single car garage. It had in there. It looks like it. It's hard to tell.
Look at the difference.
You know what?
I mean, can you tell? I mean,
dude.
No. I mean, is that a single?
If you came to me and said, "Hey, I'll put you from that house to the new house, and you give me 200 grand," I just say, "Hey, okay, hurry." You know what I mean?
I mean, look at. Doesn't that look like the edge of the house right there?
Yes,
right?
It is the edge of the house. It'd be like, hurry before you change your mind. Of course it is.
It looks long.
I'm trying to get Frankie. I want Frank to do a market analysis. What do you think?
If you got the address, I was going to look on Zillow. But if I don't have that.
Get it from Daphne.
Okay.
Do it. Look on Zillow. Although Zillow's not accurate.
No, it's not.
Zillow may not
show a picture.
It may not recognize
before it's got blown up. So.
Kid to send me that address, I'll show you that stuff. It's crazy.
If you qualify, you could save thousands, even tens of thousands. Nobody knows this program like us, the experts at Optima Tax Relief. We have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau, and we resolved over $500 million in tax debt for our clients. We'll stand between you and the IRS and fight to get you the best deal possible. Don't mess with the IRS. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust. Call Optima for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
So obviously Mark and Suzanne are gone, huh? Uptown?
It would appear to be so.
K-How News Time, 11:03.
And we got a comment on the same thing we're talking about, and then something about a brake booster on the floor.
There's not much, is there? Pretty quiet, dude.
I'll go finish loading up and head up the hill so I can go chase them out.
You going?
Trying to draw some blood, man.
This report is sponsored by Credit Karma.
There's a few mid-morning trouble spots popping up on the drive across town. Got a stall or crash eastbound 6th Avenue approaching Federal.
Today is more of a pizza day than is, in my opinion.
It's a pizza day?
It's a pizza day more than a sandwich day. This house.
Should I call Frank to do something on this, or?
I need a market analysis.
Okay.
A true market analysis.
Let's see. I'm going to try to go to Zillow, see if I can do a quick Zillow.
Do you think Zillow recognizes the new house versus the old?
I would say Zillow usually doesn't put...
Friends and countrymen, how are
Hey,
you?
how are you? This, man? What are you doing, buddy? How are you?
Hey, Al.
Tomas.
How you doing?
¿Qué pasa?
Que pasa? I think that means what?
It's happening. That's good.
It does.
It'd be crazy.
It does. You must be busy, huh?
Yeah, we're cranking, and then I'm short-handed, so.
Oh, yeah?
And we had this loaded schedule this morning, so it's like, I've been renting service.
That's a good thing, though, right?
Shagging cars. You guys still call it shagging cars down there, right?
Shagging cars,
Yeah,
man.
you tell people that aren't
Shagging
from
cars.
here, they don't call it shagging. They have no idea what you're talking about. It's like, is that a Colorado word?
Don't, can you, kill the sound on this computer? Because I'm browsing.
What's happening, Danny? What?
Hey, good to see you, Al.
Fantastic. Good to see you. Jeffrey.
Come on.
Oh, okay, so here it is.
A bit of everything.
So it is a 3-car garage with 4.
Oh, so there's a good picture of it.
Yeah. We just seen that edge. Just going around it.
There's still no comparing the two houses.
Buddy, 10 at least.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
He said Alta.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. This hour brought to you by CBD That Works. CBD That Works. Yep, CBD That Works. That's where you can order it. CBD That Works. Real CBD. It's realcbdthatworks.com. I better get that straight. Realcbdthatworks.com. That's Panacea Life Sciences for the CBD products that truly work with or without THC. Realcbdthatworks.com. JD has a comment on the house that blew up. We're going to get to other calls as well, but we really think Leo may have a loss. Now, the city says no. I'm going to tell you what they say. JD, what's your comment?
This is really interesting. As far as liability goes, I mean, you're dealing with a pile of rubbish. And first of all, you want to try and see what your insurance company can do while you're waiting for the excessive force. If there's been excessive force with the police side and they have destroyed the property unlawfully, then they have a liability. And it sounds like excessive force nonetheless if there's an incident there or somebody was breaking the law. But you're going to have to knock it down one by one. But
JD, I guess the question here is this. Do police, when they go in and destroy a home fighting a crime, let's say they were totally justified, but are they responsible for the damage?
They have immunity, which means they can do things at the time when
they have immunity.
Somebody.
They have immunity for the repair maintenance of infrastructure. That's what governmental immunity is usually for. I don't now I can't say I'm an expert at this. It might mention law enforcement, but I don't recall it mentioning law enforcement. I call it a municipal immunity, as I recall, is for the maintenance and upkeep and repair of the infrastructure, like bridges, sewers, utilities, stuff like that, snow plowing. But who knows? I mean, listen.
You can use that immunity in different ways.
I guess they could. The question is, Leo in Greenwood Village had his house destroyed. Now, people keep saying this. Well, he built a much better home. Well, he did. But that doesn't matter. Here's what matters. That home he had before, what does it sell? What would it have sold for? That house he had before, what would it have sold for? And what will the new house sell for? They have to sell for the same plus whatever money he put into it. If he put in $200,000, well, then people might say, but that's not true, Tom. Because what if he made it like the Taj Mahal? What if he put $500,000 into it? That doesn't mean he should get another $500,000 out of it. But here's what Leo is saying, and I want to make this clear. Leo is saying that he built it to bare minimums based on current code and covenants. Obviously, he didn't rebuild a 70s home. He's not obligated to. If he betters himself, it should only be because of code upgrades, and it should only be because of that. It shouldn't be because he decided he wanted a better home. Now Peter Rodolfo is a public adjuster. Public adjusters fight for policyholders to get what they should get from insurance companies. Public adjusters are licensed and they're authorized to negotiate with insurance companies. By the way, contractors are not. Roofers are not. You can usually double a claim. I'm serious. No, we have never found a claim, not one, that we could not get more than, that we couldn't get 30% more for people using a public adjuster. Now, Peter is with Claims Pro Public Adjusters on my referral list, referralist.com. Peter, you were listening to this, and again, this is a difficult case because perhaps he was limited because it was a renter's policy. Excuse me, he was a landlord. But you've heard this. Do you have any thoughts? The police come in, they decimate his house. He is not able to rebuild it for what insurance pays. Do you think his insurance company screwed him?
It's hard to say without reading the policy, but what it seems like happened, they paid him policy limits. He may have been underinsured at the time.
Right.
Most policies will carry an inflation guard where every year they increase the total value of the place accordingly so that you maintain coverage.
I get the idea, Peter, that he did not have anyone looking at that policy for him. That's just my gut.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I have a lot of clients who ask me just to review their policies. I don't tell them what policy to pick, but I'll tell them what coverage they do have and what coverage they don't have, and then they make their own decisions.
Now, have you handled cases? Have you handled cases for rentals where somebody owns a rental?
Oh yes, I handle lots of them. It's a different type of policy.
You don't have as many rights, do you? You don't have as many rights.
No, it's basically you won't get for personal property. You lose that. There are limits on it, and like I say, they're all different. Without reading the policy, it's hard to say what limits he may have had.
Okay, I think that
you are entitled.
Go ahead.
You are entitled to betterments in a policy. For example, if you have replacement cost policy where they're going to give you the laws and ordinances, your code improvements, that's a betterment. So you are allowed to have them, but you pay a little bit of a premium for that. It's not just given.
Okay. The house he rebuilt is beautiful. But here's the point. So what? I mean, he's not obligated to build an ugly house. Here is the important thing, is that the money he invested to rebuild it was not betterment, but was bringing it up to normal value. That's the critical part. Now, Greenwood Village is basically saying he built way more than he had. He chose to build a way better house, and therefore he's not entitled to damages. But he is saying, no, the reason it's better is simply because I had to upgrade the codes. And obviously, you know, a new exterior is nice, and you know, I mean, but you see, people confuse themselves. He's not necessarily bettering himself if that house does not appraise for appreciably more. I'd like to know. We have Frank Duran, the real estate man. Do we have him looking at this? I trust Frank implicitly to do a market analysis. I'd like to get an idea.
Yeah, I put that in front of him.
We did. We called Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. In fact, he does free market analysis, really true ones. And you can trust him, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, for buying or selling. And he'll do a market analysis. And, you know, he doesn't just tickle your ears with a high price. It's something he knows or thinks he can get, and often gets more. Okay, so let's go on to other calls. Russ, what's going on with you, Russ? Oh, no. God, this happens. Oh, this happens about 1 out of what? 1 out of 100 times? I hope we have Russ. You know, you kind of disconnected yourself. Here's what happens. People hear a noise when I go to them. Let's talk to Roger. Roger? Roger?
Hey, Tom. Thanks
Hey, man.
for taking my call.
What's going on with you?
I've got a 91 F-250, and I was looking at replacing the brake power booster. And it looks like on the inside of the firewall, there's 4 bolts. It looks like there's a type of bracket on the inside. Do you know if that would like come loose or come off or have any effect on trying
First
to
of all,
remove
can
the
somebody
power
tell me,
booster?
Al Aramis, who's through Pro Auto Care, Al, what is a power booster?
Booster is something that assists in the braking. for
Do
the
all
hydraulic
trucks
system.
need it, or is it
Yeah,
an
they all
aftermarket?
have them. Some are air operated through manifold vacuum, which is just a vacuum inside the engine. The other one is actually ran off of pressure.
Why is that? Because the normal braking can't take it?
Absolutely. There was the day and age you would have to put so much pressure inside the car, so that's what power brakes means, that you have an assist to them. And so,
Okay.
yeah.
So in other words, it's an assist to the mechanical part.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It applies the more pressure that you need.
So in other words, all power brakes, for example,
there isn't a car made now that don't
not
have
now,
them.
right?
Yeah.
But all brakes then have power assist.
All when they began to change it. And that was probably, would you guys say early 70s? Do you think they started all going, the mechanical switched over from 60s?
Because you used to see to see power steering, power brakes, but now everything is power steering and power brakes.
Power, absolutely, because you need that assist. So what he's talking about is the bolts that he's unbolting through the firewall on the opposite side of the bracket. Absolutely.
So what about it?
So what he's worried about is that's going to come loose on him. Absolutely, it will. But you typically, on most of them, the bolts are coming from the inside of the cabin out through the firewall. So it should stay in place unless you push the bolts out. Isn't that right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
So do you guys as mechanics, when you go through cars, do you check bolts and torque? Do you?
We do if we're doing like a suspension check, or if we're doing a repair, we always have to torque them, intake manifold.
Yeah, what you do, but other places.
But other places, not typically, because you got to think how many bolts are there on a car. Oh my God! Unless a person's complaining about a noise, most stuff holds up pretty good if you tighten it down correctly.
Roger, did you get your specific issue addressed?
Yeah, sort of. My main concern is that bracket on the inside. Is that going to like fall off and come down, or I'm going to have difficulty? Because it looks like once I put the new power booster on, those are the bolts.
Yeah, you reuse your bolts.
Yeah, but I assume when they put the new one on, they torqued it down, right?
Yeah. So real quick, are the bolts from the inside the cab going out? Correct?
No, they're from the bolts are attached to the power booster coming in.
So the booster has them, and you're pushing it through in the bracket. Absolutely.
Now, is there a nut on the firewall side where you are looking?
Yes. Yes. On the firewall, yeah. You got the bolts coming in from the outside.
Then why would you be concerned with them backing out if they're bolted and nutted?
He's talking about the bracket.
No, my concern is when I pull those nuts off on the inside, is that bracket on the inside going to want to fall down and have difficulty getting it?
Yeah, but it's not a big deal. You can relocate it back in place. It's not a big. It's not.
And it's not going to move far. You still have the pivot bolt for the pedals itself that's going through the top, so it's going to hold it pretty much in the same place. But you might just have to wiggle it or whatnot in order to get those the studs back through.
Okay, I guess my whole thing is, which doesn't matter, is why is he taking the bracket off? I mean,
He's not. He's just replacing the booster. He's afraid the bracket's going to fall and cause trouble for him trying to put it all back together.
Yeah, it goes through.
Okay, I get it.
It connects to the pedal assembly.
I get it.
Yeah.
Is it held up there or not? Is what he's asking without the bolts.
Once you unbolt it, it's not being held.
Yeah. So you got. So that's where people get in trouble doing their own repairs. Is I think a lot of times losing a part, dropping a screw or bolt. Do you know if you drop that into the engine, you have screwed yourself royally? Do you know that?
Oh, absolutely. We've seen it.
Oh, my God.
I've seen it, actually.
Oh.
What is it? Hey, Al. So, you end up costing yourself more money than you've ever saved, right? By doing that?
We've seen.
Okay, so I'm getting pizza, right? Instead of the subs today. Today's pizza day.
Pizza day.
That's what
Like
I'm
a New York style.
Well, we can only do little Richie's because Anthony's.
Yeah, you had problems with Anthony's.
You have to do it early, too early. But Little Richie's is okay.
There was a day and age I used to be the youngest automotive guy in the room, and now I'm reaching the oldest.
Listen, I want to go off sound after I do my spot, because I want to talk to these guys.
Well, I can put you off.
I just want to do my spot.
On the spot, I'll just switch.
Yeah, just
over.
how do I go to a spot now? Icon, short, and then I have a few minutes to talk to these guys. Okay.
IconICare.com. That's the website. I did Icon. Now, Icon will handle all eye problems. They do mostly LASIK. They do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of LASIKs over the years. And you know what else they do? They do cataract surgery. Then they do something with cataracts. You can upgrade to the clear lens that focuses near and far. So you get your replacement, maybe Social Security pays for it, or your health insurance. You can upgrade to the clear lens. Now, I did the clear lens, and I didn't have cataracts because I wanted perfect vision. 866-GOT-ICON.
PetSmart understands that sometimes your pet sounds like this when you want them to sound like this. We recommend giving them this. Delicious and nutritious American Canidae, 2 of the latest arrivals to PetSmart's selection of natural pet foods. Give your pets kibble, wet food, and treats from American Canidae. You want it? We got it. We're PetSmart. Save up to $2 on American Canidae dry food, in-store only while supplies last. See store for details.
Don't be left out in the cold. Get a Carrier furnace for half price from Plumline Services when purchasing your Carrier heating cooling system. Plus a 10-year parts and labor warranty. 10 years, not to mention Plumline's 100% satisfaction guarantee. With Plumline, you get their commitment to faith, ethics, character, excellence, leadership, and stewardship. And you can't put a price on those. For heating and cooling, turn to the experts you trust at Plumline and Carrier. If you have traditional insulation in your walls, you're probably paying too much on energy bills. You need the right insulation for true efficiency. Whether upgrading or building new, you need the incredible Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. This is not the foam you see in cans at big box stores. This is advanced injection foam, filling wall cavities, maintaining R value permanently in all temperatures. No hassle application. Injected from outside the home, compacting existing insulation, filling every nook and cranny around it. Retrofoam is environmentally friendly, no off-gassing, and can even make your home up to 80% quieter. Comfort, lower energy bills in a day or less. What are you waiting for? You have everything to gain, nothing to lose. Call Rocky Mountain Retrofoam now. 720-676-6333. 720-676-6333. And see their amazing video at foamyourwalls.com. PrexPharmaceuticals.com.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. And right now, get your first online visit totally free when you go to 4hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. FORHIMS.com/joy.
It's called a smartphone for a good reason. With DriveWise on the Allstate app, your smartphone can help you get smarter about driving safer. DriveWise gives you real-time driving feedback, giving you the power to lower your insurance cost. In fact, safe drivers can save 40% or more. Connect and save with DriveWise. You're in good hands.
Download the Allstate app today. Savings may vary by state and driving behavior, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Use of Allstate Mobile with activation of DriveWise required. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Ideal Home Loans has a program to fit you. They can help you with debt consolidation.
We worked with a customer recently who called. They wanted to consolidate their bills. We were able to do that. They were saving a grand total of $1,100 a month. We showed them how to take $600 of that, apply it back towards their new mortgage. They are going to be completely debt-free, mortgage and all, in just over 12 years.
303-867-7000, 867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-IDEAL.
This report is sponsored by Delta Dental of Colorado.
A cool start with teens and 20s leading to a chilly afternoon, a high of 38 under partly sunny skies. Tonight down to 18. For Saturday, a high of 48. I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner. Fox 31, Pinpoint Weather.
Delta Dental of Colorado can help you protect your oral health so you can unleash your smile power. Go to deltadentalco.com today to see all of the plan options for groups, individuals, and families.
Weekdays 2 to 4. It's Michael Brown.
Well, speaking of cognitive dissonance, Congressman Ilhan Omar says the corruption of this president is not one that is easily going to be forgotten.
A new time. It's a heck of a show with Michael Brown. Weekdays 2 to 4 on Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
iHeartRadio, music you should know. Featuring Dierks Bentley, Burning Man.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Okay, now, I will get to all of you, okay? Russ, though, is he the one that fell off? I think he is. So I'll take him now. I'm hoping. Russ, are you the one that was disconnected, sir?
Yes.
All right, so what's going on with you?
Tom.
What's happening?
Quick question, by the way, before I get to it. I'm a firm believer in public adjusters.
Yeah.
We had a $350,000 lightning fire hit 4 years ago, and it is well worth it to anybody who has that kind of problem.
It is absolutely worth it. So what's going on?
Just a quick question. MB C300, it's got the recall on the passenger side airbag. And the problem is the Mercedes dealer here, Phil Long, does not have the parts. Said they would in a month. It's been 3 months. And now NHTSA says...
Well, wait, Russ, is this a point where you can't drive the vehicle?
No, it's the airbag on the passenger side.
Okay.
But NHTSA doesn't want you to have anybody occupying that seat, except for maybe ex-wives and indicted felons. But, I mean, what are you supposed to do? Put people in a crash helmet and a pillow? Because they don't have the parts, and they don't know when they're going to get the parts.
This is crazy. How long has this recall been out?
Yeah, 3, 4, 5 months.
Do you know about it, Al?
I know about that one and many other ones. And here's the problem with those, Tom. So they have vendors that build their airbags. Too much liability for the maker of automobiles. And they run out. And on these vehicles, the ones in Germany, even some of the Asian ones, Tom, they have backlogs and orders to try to fulfill this stuff. And it's a problem. And what he's experiencing...
What I'm trying to figure out, same issue on the X3.
Yeah.
And they got it done right away. It took a day, but at least it's done. So, I mean, you can't have NHTSA telling people, don't occupy that right front seat. Obviously, I don't want my daughter in there.
Sure.
But, I mean, come on, people. Got to get the parts done.
So, anyway, the message is, you know, we got a problem. I mean, but are they the only manufacturer, Ford, or do others do the same thing? I mean, how do you have a safety recall and have it so delayed? We have a dealership service director here we can talk to, Andy. So, Andy, what do you think, Andy, with Colorado Springs Dodge? What happens with these recalls? And again, we're not talking specifically about anything you have, but what happens when you don't have the parts but you have the recall?
It does happen, and it happens, I won't say often, but it does happen. It's a common occurrence, and they can't meet the demand. So depending on what the recall is and the severity of the recall, which they're all serious anyway, but in a lot of cases the manufacturer will put you in a vehicle. So it's worth checking with, especially Mercedes. But in a lot of cases when the parts aren't available, depending on what they are and at what level, they'll help you with alternate transportation. But it does happen.
But God, that would be thousands.
My understanding is it's a pressure sensor in the seat that senses the weight of a passenger. And that's what it was on the X3, but they got that done, and they had the parts. Thank you, BMW. But for Benz not to have the parts, issue a mandatory recall, and then for NHTSA to say don't put anybody in that seat until you get it done is flopping around the absurd.
No, I understand what you're saying. So, but there's nothing we can do about it. I mean,
and Al's correct. There is a party that builds the airbags. It's not Mercedes that builds them. They're waiting on the vendor to supply them. So. Yeah, it's kind of it's an in-between between NHTSA and the manufacturer. Most airbags are common from make to make. It's one vendor that builds them all.
And Tom, I want to weigh in real quick on this.
Yeah.
So
Alorama's Pro Auto Care.
Yes, sir. There are multiple ones that are coming out, and one of the ones that just absolutely
multiple recalls.
Recalls, yeah. So they extended the recalls, and the extension to the warranties. We've seen a recent one from Acura, and Acura is covering like their TLs, their CLs, and all the different models for oil consumption. They extended the mileage. I think they went up to 125,000. A lot of these cars consume a lot of oil. They have this kit where you're doing an in the car engine almost rebuild. You're replacing the rings on these, changing out the pistons.
Wow.
You haven't heard this on the news because probably people can't wrap their head around
What is it?
And so what's happening?
What vehicle?
The ones I told you, the TLs, the RLs,
all of those.
the CLs of the Acura from like 2010, I think, to about 15 or so. I'll get you all the details. But Tom, these are those places where the manufacturer experienced a problem. Thank God they stepped to the pump and they're helping people. But for them to have this car that sold so many of these cars and have all those parts ready to go and people to do that kind of work, it's going to be
a backlog.
It's unbelievable. They just came out with this thing. It's unbelievable. And
We got to, I mean, people with Acuras, you better be interested in this.
Yes, and I'll get all the details and mention them on there.
Now, Bruce is not happy, excuse me, with cataract surgery. We'll talk to him and more coming up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross.
There's no way that Takata could supply all them airbags, man. They are massive.
Takata, it's mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. You think about how many cars they sell per year, and this is covering.
But like I say, they build one manufacturer covers almost every model, every manufacturer, every make. It's a massive deal.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, this Acura recall, it's insane. I'm gonna find you the TSB and all the information. It's in the car.
I could probably get you anything. We own the Acura store in Springs.
Okay. So
I hadn't heard about it.
Oh, so they're in the car. There's no honing. There's no decking. They tell you to look at stuff. I'm just going. Your average guy ain't gonna know how to do this. Doesn't have that experience in engine rebuilding. Okay, and you're just gonna create a headache on stuff. I see this thing blowing up.
Yeah.
What I see.
Kia's got one too.
Kia, yes.
Dude, that was massive.
That's a mess.
Hey, of course, you guys.
I got a spot coming up.
Carburetor work.
Do we do carburetor work? Right. I don't do it anymore. Okay. It's not worth it.
Right now. Fix It 24/7. That's the company for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and you can trust them. You know what? Free second opinions. I actually had it done at my home. Free second opinions. If you're told you need a major component or a furnace or a water heater, they'll come to your home and tell you the truth. And you know what I love about second opinions? You can never go wrong, especially when they're free. If they want to beat the deal, they have to be able to beat the deal. And if you don't need a replacement, they have to show you what they can do to fix it. That's what I love. And they really do. They don't play games. You know, this company has a heritage going back since I've been in town. 30 some odd years. The owner is here.
that I have known 30 years ago, 720-526-3939, fixmyhome.com. And again, these are companies that you can trust. Fix it 24/7, the plumbing, the heating, the cooling, electric. And here's the deal, free second opinions, 720-526-3939.
Did you guys see the breaking news that that motorcyclist that identifies as a bicyclist just broke a world record?
That is funny. That is actually funny.
Oh, look at Al over there going, what?
Wow, that actually hurt. That hurt. That actually hurt. Oh my goodness.
Hey guys, I just ordered the pizza. It's been a crazy day. I've been hopping.
You have been hopping. Let's see you hopping.
And we need you to hop a little bit more, please.
A little quicker though when they're hopping.
Yeah, you just want to see me hop away.
It made Time Magazine's list of best inventions. For truly clean air in rooms big or small, there's a molecule air purifier for you.
Fuck. It was expensive, man.
What was that?
Yeah. So what did you do about it with your advertising? Oh, I'm sorry, we're still on.
We're on, right? You want me to switch?
Do they get pissed when you do that too much?
Some people do.
Just switch right now.
Don't collect pollutants. Destroy them with Molecule.
Wow, this place is busy.
Yeah, just like a lot of Greeley, it's growing. We have a great community here, and we actually have elected leaders working together to keep it that way.
I heard they've been investing in public safety in our parks and upgrading our roads.
You're right. And it all starts with teamwork on the city council. Leaders focused on improving our quality of life through smart planning while watching out for our city's bottom line, like Mayor John Gates and City Councilman Dale Hall, who are already listening and leading. The thing is, they need allies like Blythe Driver, who's running for Ward 1 City Council, to help them keep Greeley moving in the right direction.
Sounds like that's the team we need on the city council to keep our community growing the right way.
Right again. Greeley has something special, and on Election Day, November 5th, we can keep it that way by voting for Mayor John Gates, Councilman Dale Hall, and Blythe Driver.
Paid for by Colorado Petroleum Council Committee. Not authorized by any candidate. Carrie Hackenberger, registered agent.
These days, it takes two to pay the family bills. If something should ever happen to one of us, what then? But taking the time to do something about it can feel like pulling teeth. Life insurance is something we all say we'll get around to. Instead, we drag our feet because we don't want to deal with all the hassle. Complicated paperwork and fine print, pushy agents, hidden fees. Ethos is straightforward life insurance for people who don't have the time for any of that. With Ethos, there is no hassle. Even better, Ethos offers policy plans at every budget, and in most cases, there's no need for a doctor's appointment. Take just 10 minutes to apply online. It's that easy. And you'll be taking the first step in ensuring your family has the financial security they need to handle the unexpected.
Ethos keeps it simple so you can protect the life you're building and the people you love. Apply online in just 10 minutes. Get a free instant quote now at ethoslife.com. That's ETHOS life.com. Ethoslife.com.
How can you make as much as $1,000 in as little as 10 days? Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for American Financing, and instead of letting credit card interest compound at 18 or 20% or more, move it into your mortgage at a much lower rate and save up to $1,000 a month. Mortgage rates haven't been this low in over a year, so now is the time to take advantage. As long as you have equity in your home, you can pay off any debt, not just credit cards. And you can get it done in as few as 10 days. So call American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants today. It takes just 10 minutes to start. There's no commission, no obligation, no pressure, and never any upfront fees. Just a loan customized for your needs. You might even be able to delay up to 2 months of mortgage payments. You have nothing to lose except a bunch of interest expense. So give them a call, 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Pull the whole platform out with the helicopter on it. That's your landing pad. You take off, you land on it. Then they pull it back in their hangar. So why would that be $7,000?
The metal. The welding.
Still sounds pricey.
Yeah, it is pricey. It would have to be stable.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. We are here because we love helping people, and Bruce says, help me, I have cataract surgery I'm not happy with. Hey, Bruce, when did you have cataract surgery done?
It was about a year ago.
And who did it?
And believe me, I experienced a lot of good things from it.
Who did
I
it?
have a good eye doctor.
Who did it?
And the surgeon did a good job.
Who did it, Bruce?
Here in Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay. And what was the name of the place?
Wolf Eye Clinic.
Okay. And what is the problem?
My concern is my vision seems to be getting worse again. But I've been back to see the eye doctor, and
well, those lenses are fixed. Did you get near or far lenses, or did you get the new kind of multifocus lenses?
No, I definitely don't think it was multifocus because I still need reading glasses.
Okay, so you got probably the far-sighted lenses. So when you don't use your readers and you look out in the distance, your vision isn't really good.
It was so much better when I first had it.
I don't understand why that would change. Because, I mean,
I don't either.
There's really not a prescription. When it comes to your eyes and lenses, when you get a new lens, there really is no prescription, because what's happening is they're giving you a new lens, and I don't understand why that would happen where it was good and then deteriorated. Now, it's the placement of the lens, possibly. I don't know. I don't know enough. But we could ask one of our experts. What do they say? Why do they say that your eyesight is deteriorating?
They don't notice it. I've been back to see the eye doctor a couple times, and
it could be that it's not a lens problem. And if it's not a lens problem, it could be like sugar diabetes or something could cause it, or some kind of eye disease.
The eye doctor actually said that she couldn't see any signs of diabetes. However, the actual doctor told me I had diabetes, but I don't need any medication for diabetes.
Well, okay.
So,
diabetes, first of all, diabetes is a very, very weird disease people do not understand. Type 1, where your pancreas doesn't work, you need insulin, okay? Now, type 2 is the one that people get confused about. Type 2 diabetes is an insulin resistance. Your pancreas is making insulin, but you are not recognizing it because you are resistant. The reason you're resistant is a life of abuse, or some people have a gene that they inherit that makes them more resistant and more likely to get type 2. But here's the real secret is you can control type 2 and cure it most of the time without meds. It will affect your eyesight. And what is the definition of diabetic? It's having a blood sugar level. I believe it's 120 or over. It could be 110, whatever it is. Let's just say it's X. Now, here's what's funny about X, that blood sugar level. During the day, a typical American is diabetic about 6 times a day because of how they eat. Now, the insulin kicks in and then shoots their sugar back down again, but they are truly, for a period of time, in a diabetic state. So really, type 2, you shouldn't chase with meds. But you've got to be really concerned if you have a problem there, because that has nothing to do with your cataract surgery. And if a doctor told you you have diabetes, then why would you even, you're not blaming the eye surgery, are you, or are you? Because I don't know what they can do wrong. What's that?
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what is going on. My eye doctor says I don't have diabetes, and
your eye doctor's not the one. Your eye doctor's not the one to really do that testing. You have to do. First of all, you should do a glucose tolerance test somehow, or at least get several blood tests. You can't just do it in one shot.
Right.
What is your fast? Do you know what your fasting sugar level is by any chance?
Yeah, it's been a little bit higher than.
What is it? What's your fasting? What's your fasting level?
About 170.
Oh my God! There's no question in my mind. 170. Has it ever been below 120?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Listen, Bruce. You need to go to a real doctor. I would suggest an endocrinologist. Okay, you need to go to a real doctor. You can't mess like this. Your eyesight has nothing to do with that cataract lenses. Now, listen, I'm not giving you medical advice, so if you're with the FDA, go stuff it. I'm just saying, come on, it's pretty logical. This guy's fasting sugar, Fasting is 170? What, are you kidding me? Lisa, what's going on? Hi, Lisa, what's happening?
Hi.
What's going on?
Well, I have a couple cameras pointed out the back of my house, and because it's apparently...
Is it a crazy neighbor?
Yeah, he's pretty crazy. He likes to spray my dogs if they bark, which my dogs are indoor dogs.
Listen,
I don't know.
you know what? I have said this before. There's nothing worse than having a crazy neighbor in the neighborhood because, really, because it really does destroy and take away from your joy, especially the joy and peace of being at home. Really, there is nothing worse than that if they truly are nasty or toxic. However, here's the problem with cameras. And in today's age, we're never going to get rid of them, but they're allowed to look at anything they want that is not an invasion of privacy. What is an invasion of privacy? Now, because all of these years of investigative reporting, I had to go to all these workshops, and this is what they told us. If you can see it with the naked eye from a vantage point of an average person, in other words, you're not using a ladder, you're not using a cherry picker or a crane, but the average, if you can walk up on a hill, climb up some steps, normal steps that are there on your house, your second story, whatever. If you can have a normal vantage point, meaning nothing mechanical or artificial, and if you can see it with your naked eye, you're allowed to photograph it. And you're allowed to spy on it. So if there's a girl that exercises in her bedroom and she keeps her blinds kind of closed, but there's a little crack there, and I can take a telephoto lens and I can peer through it and lighten it up with my thermal imaging. I'm not allowed to do it because that's not normal. That's not available with the naked eye from a normal vantage point. I have to get in the tree next door. I have to use a special camera and all of that. And I stopped doing that a long time ago. No, I'm just kidding. No, that is considered, that would be illegal. You can't do stuff like that with help. So technically, the idiot can do what he's doing, pointing a camera over there. And now he can't zoom in, but what do you do? How do you prove it? You see what I'm saying? What do you sue him for invasion and then you do discovery? I mean, that's what it gets down to. Have you ever talked to him about it?
He's a very nasty man.
Okay.
I'm afraid to talk to him.
Yep.
So, I mean...
Nothing you do, really. You can point one back at him.
A BB gun.
Right?
You can point one back at him, really. Or you can put a block up. You can put, like, the line of sight, put something up there. Put a big plant or I mean, you can block it.
What about baking him an apple pie and just go over there with a gesture of goodwill?
And say what?
Yeah.
Hey, neighbor, I made you a pie.
Throw it in his face.
Watch the react. Put a little cream topping on top of it. Yeah.
No, you know what? If you were asking, Lisa, if you were asking, can he do it? Yes. But no zooms, no special imagery, nothing like that. Lisa, out of curiosity, can't you block it? Do you have anything? You have a sliding door. Does it go out to a patio where you can put just something in front?
Yeah, well, I mean, I have tried to I have a big umbrella and I've kind of leaned it toward his way, but any kind of wind just blows it out of the way. So, I mean, I've made attempts, short of, getting big, fat, expensive trees that are already grown.
You can point a laser at it.
Yeah, I heard that, but
a laser pen by mistake. I mean, do you realize he'd get tired of replacing those cameras in a hurry? Could you imagine? Hey, that's a good idea. I'm not telling you to do it. Wow. What do you think about that?
There's a few of the usual slow spots in the drive across town. Downtown, northbound I-25 slow in that usual area between Alameda and Colfax. Southbound slow from I-70 traveling down towards Fisher. Westbound I-20 slow in the elevated portion. Eastbound I
thought you said he was squirting at dogs.
No, it's not true. If he can see that backyard like normally, was he out his window? Okay, I know, listen, I understand what you're saying, but if I can see your backyard right there because my house is a little higher than yours, I'm allowed to film it. I don't care what he says. I know you can because we used to do it as TV reporters. But you can't climb up somewhere and look down from your house, for example, down into their yard because your house is not publicly accessible. It's not a normal vantage. I'm Tom Martino for Rocky's Autos, used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. If you're looking for a car, you can shop around, a truck shop around. They don't mind. They just say, please put us on the list. Let us compete. 63rd and Federal, Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, Saturdays, 9 to 6. 303-426-4646. Kid-friendly, family-friendly, pet-friendly. Check out Rocky'sAutos.com. They have a big selection, 40 lenders to choose from. Better pricing on your trades because they sell most trades right there. So they have a great selection of product. Good prices. Listen, they're not claiming to be the cheapest ever. They're not claiming to be the most expensive. They're saying that they, for the same product, will most likely be your best deal, and they want to prove it. So shop around and then put Rocky's on the list. 63rd and Federal. Now, by the way, they give a Carfax with every car. They own every car. The titles are on premises. No games. 303-426-4646. Rocky's Autos, 63rd and Federal.
You guys voted yes on D, no on C. Is that what you're going?
I voted yes on everything. I figured, you know what? If they took the time to actually create this, I can at least show the appreciation.
Just say yes.
Isn't it a little disingenuous the way they're putting the CC?
That was terrible.
Did you see the way you guys read it? Yeah.
Yeah, I just
without raising taxes.
Yeah, which they're not. They're raising. It's basically raising tax rates.
Well, no, they're not giving you your money back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
we're a mess.
Well, and then it also says they're going to give money to the teachers and so on and so on. They can't.
They didn't before.
On the ballot, it says that to go to things like funding for teachers and so on and so forth from there. Well, it can't because it can't go to an ongoing project.
Oh, really? Okay. You really delved deep.
You started it. You asked.
You know what? I think Congress would be more honest if their votes were private on stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you'd even have some Republicans probably voting for impeachment.
But then you could say, shouldn't the voters know how the representatives vote?
Right.
Yeah, they want to know the constituency wants to know it.
I say after the vote, yes. Well, no, that's the same thing. That never mind.
I would say, why do lifelong congressmen end up being multi-millionaires when all they've done is
serving a seat that pampered them in many, many ways. Freaking, you have a meeting and you go right off of $200 or $300 lunch. You know, it's like.
Did you see all the houses Obama has 4 houses now.
Does he?
You're surprised?
We're too far removed. What I want to do, well, no, it's too. I'd have to reintroduce everything. I'd rather do it on another show. In other words, I want to do it, and I have his report. Let's do the whole thing on another show.
Yeah, economic stimulus sure helps him.
Yeah.
He had shovel-ready jobs to build his house.
It was all shovel-ready jobs.
Shovel-ready jobs that he had.
Do you remember that?
He knew words, man.
Who did?
He knew Obama. His word wrangling was amazing. We're bringing this stimulus package so we can have shovel-ready jobs for the American people and the workers that want to work. Oh,
the only one that created any shovel-ready jobs was the Clintons because they just killed anybody who knows anything about them.
That's
so
right. They used to shovel. They just borrowed the shovels from them, man.
Oh yeah, I'm saying I find a shirt.
I know. He's over here looking at it.
What does it say?
Clintons, they can't suicide us all.
Well, whatever never happened. I had nothing.
Well, now they say that Epstein.
Yeah. Well, everybody knew that to begin with. As soon as he went into prison, everybody knew he was going to die.
But who's going to get him? Who
did.
got him? The Clintons?
Yeah.
Clinton to them too?
Oh yeah, they did.
He took his life. He just found every little thing out of him. I'm really sad. Me and Hillary, we feel bad about the whole thing.
I was playing. I never knew he was screwing young girls.
And all those women, they just want to attack my character. I'm not a womanizer. Never was.
There was never
I've done this, huh?
Yeah.
I got Hillary. Look at that lady.
He's just the biggest perv around, man. I mean, he is a perv.
Oh, you know, he was
He walks around with his flight out.
You knew that was coming.
I'm blessed by a lesbian.
That's why I don't like those rumors. I remember there's a rumor out there that she had an affair with Yoko Ono. Now that's something I wouldn't want to see.
you know the claiming liberals, when they get out of office, all of a sudden become the senator from New York. Visited New York like twice with a Rockefeller.
I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Gentleman called. He says, I'm having trouble with my cataract surgery. Well, it really may not be his cataract surgery. He says he has new lenses. He had it done, where was he? In Des Moines, Iowa. And then he said what happened is his eyes are getting blurry. He says his blood, by the way, his fasting glucose level is 170, which is incredibly high. His doctor suspects he has diabetes. I mean, it's very possible. Sue has a comment. Go ahead, Sue.
Hi, Tom.
Hello.
So I had cataract surgery done at a fairly young age. Like, I'm thinking it was 6-7 years ago, around 53, 54 years old.
Did you have cataracts?
I did.
Yeah.
And in about a year and a half, I couldn't see. And I went in, and if you have a cataract surgery done sometimes, your body will build up scar tissue because it's trying to heal over the lens.
Really?
And and then they have to go in and shoot lasers.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, and it breaks up the scar tissue.
Huh.
So I didn't know if that maybe happened.
I mean, it could very well. Did yours present as blurry vision?
Yes.
Okay. Don't you think a doctor would? He had an ophthalmologist examine him. Don't you think they would have seen that scar tissue?
Well, I had to go in twice to the, I guess it's an ophthalmologist, and before she caught it the second time, because I went back in and I said, there's something not right there, and I don't have diabetes or anything. But then she caught it, and then I went and saw a second specialist, and he said, yes, you for sure have built up scar tissue.
Okay.
So they did not catch it right away.
Okay. By the way, an optometrist is for glasses. They do, and they are called eye doctors, and they can diagnose conditions as well and do prescriptions for eyeglasses. An ophthalmologist, an optometrist is not an MD or doesn't have to be an MD. An ophthalmologist is an MD and is a surgeon. An optician is a technician. Think of optician, technician. They make the glasses and grind the lenses. Now, I imagine you could be all three. I imagine you could be an optometrist and an optician too. But in any case, there are three levels of eye doctors, as they call them: optometrist, ophthalmologist, and optician. All right. And by the way, optometrist is basically a doctor of optometry. All right. 303-713-8255. Now, we have Kathy, who says she had to replace her floors twice. Are these hardwood? Are they laminate or engineered? What are they?
They're laminate flooring, and I'm calling for my mother. She was uncomfortable calling.
Okay.
She had them first done in July, and the floors were uneven, and so they thought it was the install, and they thought they would know how to fix it.
Well,
so
if the subfloor is not level, of course, no floor will be level. Usually, what they do is put a subfloor. They put a correct subfloor in, or they do what's called a float with a it's a concrete mixture that kind of levels out the floor. What exactly is the problem? Do we know?
Well, the second time they did come in and they leveled out the floor and they installed it, and it still wasn't even. And the installers, after putting down about 3 feet of it, they said there's something wrong with this flooring.
So
This
the
flooring
level,
is
hold on, the
defective.
people who leveled it are not the same as the installers?
The second time, yes.
And the first time they did
They-
no leveling, right?
Correct.
So the
And
first
so
time they
thought it
came
would be
in,
installed.
right, the first time they came in, they simply installed it. The second time they leveled the floor, one party did, another party installed it. What I want to know is this: did the first installers do the second installation job, or did they start the second installation? Did you get all
they
new?
had all new installers.
Okay.
The first time it was one guy. The second
Who
time
paid
two
for
of
the
them
second?
came.
Who paid for the second?
I guess it was paid for by Home Depot. There was no cost to my mother.
Okay, so now what's wrong? Now what's wrong?
Okay. So after they started installing it, they said the product was defective, and they took pictures. They called their supervisor. They went to Home Depot. They determined that the floor needed to be completed because there was an issue that she may trip or whatnot. So Mohawk sent people out to look
All right.
at the floor.
Hold on,
and
and we'll continue this, okay? We have to figure out who's at fault and who's going to fix it, basically, right? We have lines open, 303-713-TALK, and it's car day.
16 chances a day.
Should I do a little follow-up on some of the recalls? I've got some information that's really good. Okay.
For sure.
When we design an
Bless you, my son.
when we design an advertising package along with an endorsement, we've had more success than ever. Our worst results are when we get an advertising agency. Not it. Oh my God, they're crazy people.
I always find it so interesting how advertising agencies come up with little themes, or they come up with
Some of them are good.
names.
Very few
Yeah,
of them are
yeah,
good.
very few.
Most of them are looking for their own shit.
Yep, exactly. Or they come up with well, here's the name of your new line, and they'll get paid for coming up with the name. Like, I can make up some names, man.
This is a guy's tax history in there.
This is the house guy?
Yeah. So it looked like they dropped it to nothing. So here it was back in 2014. It happened in 2015. So I don't know if that means zero or what. Then in 2017, it's probably the new building, went to 1281. And that's what it was, I assume, when they finished it.
I'm sure. That sounds about right.
But I wonder if that were, it's like that, is that, it can't be zero. They never pay zero, right?
No. No, now how could you?
It's still not a bad 3487 for the tax assessment.
It's quite the act for these guys to try to do this impeachment.
Oh, buddy.
It is an act.
It's a political.
And the leaking and stuff, the systematically leaking from it. It's just stupid.
I think it's bull, and the Democrats know they can't win.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Oh yes, they're going after.
They know they can't freaking win.
But you know what's kind of funny? So when Biden came out and said, you know what I told them? They don't pay. You're not getting your $1 billion unless you fire that guy. That's not quid pro quo. How do you say it? Quid pro. I say
Pro quota or whatever. Yeah.
I mean,
it's crazy. It's just
and they got the media behind them.
And like they all have room to talk about that corruption or who's corrupt or whatever. Every frickin' one of them gets a rollback and payback.
Yeah.
It's like such a joke. Our government's in bad shape, man. I hope we don't implode from within, man. Yeah. Every great empire has suffered that fate, man.
Yep. And usually it's because they try to give the people, the constituents, money so they would keep them in power.
Yep.
And then we need to put Jeff in office.
Nobody's giving me shit.
Everybody have a hunting dog, a beer, and a pickup truck.
Everybody.
All right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, not down there.
Have you been hunting this year at all? Is this your first one?
first big game, yeah, I ended up eating my freaking archery tag. I just could never get away. So, yeah, this is first big game. So, been up a couple times doing some ducks and geese.
You're going for elk now.
Yeah. I got a bear tag
really,
too, but
this is great now, huh? This must have drove a lot of them down. So
elk will move when they're ready to move.
Oh, really?
Yes. I mean, I've seen them in chest deep snow. They'll move when they're ready. So it may make some slight.
What are the most hardy animals?
As far as what do you mean?
Like wintering it and toughing it out.
Yeah, I mean,
Or bear? No, they hibernate.
They particularly hibernate.
Do they truly go away and hibernate?
Yeah, I mean, they'll come out from time to time.
Yeah, of course, they eat. So, people think they sleep. They
don't sleep the whole time. So, but yeah, I mean, elk are tough. But, you know, a lot of it depends, too. I mean, you look at the mortality rate inside the...
Why do they have... I'm sorry. That woman, wasn't she found out to be a lying cheat, the one on the right there, for how she was reporting about...
She gave the answers to Hillary in the debate.
Mm-hmm.
And why is she back on again?
She's in Fox.
Why the fuck would we allow that?
She works for them?
Yeah. Really? It's sensational.
What's her name? I can't remember her name.
They actually hired her.
Yeah, Fox did. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No, nothing. You look at the Gunnison Valley 2 years ago, all the snow that they had over there, and they had an over 85% mortality rate in the fawns, the deer fawn, because they couldn't get to the.
When are fawns born? I thought they were born in spring.
Well, yeah, but they're considered fawns until they hit a year.
Okay.
So, but they're young enough and they're weak enough, they couldn't dig down through the snow in order to get the food.
That sucks, man. So, they just find them dead?
Uh-huh. Several years ago, the snows were so bad that the deer...
Joe Biden is that far down in the Democrats?
He's gone. He's a dead man walking.
But the polls are all over the place. They're up and down.
I hear AOC, is that her name or whatever, O-A-O-R? Anyway, she's going to be run one time. What do you think? You think she'll ever be president?
Bernie said if he gets elected, he'll have her on her staff.
Well, he's not going to get elected. He's not going to get the nomination. Right. So, quite frankly, after she she basically pushed Amazon out of her district, destroying jobs. So I don't know that she's actually going to get reelected inside her own district.
Well, she saved them billions of dollars because they were giving them. Did she get that wrong?
Yeah, I know.
She doesn't understand what a tax credit is.
I mean, you realize how much
and it wouldn't have increased anyone else's. They don't understand. It's money you'd never get anyway.
Right. That's exactly right. That's what. And then someone called her on it, and she says, "Well, I know what that is."
Yeah. And she college educated?
Yeah.
Oh, she's
smart.
She's an economics degree.
Oh.
Which is why they found her pending bar, because she was so good at economics.
She's a threat.
That crackpot's been freaking putting the end to all the
so is Bernie.
Permanent end to all dumb blonde jokes.
They're all crazy, but
you will not get living stem cells unless they are extracted at the top.
That's what you like there, right?
I love her. I think she should be somebody's VP.
She has literally saved California.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I love her.
Look at all the shit.
I love her. You love her too.
Gosh, she's the worst person. But she's intelligent as can be because she's able to accomplish what she's done. She's built her ivory city, and it's like, you know, and they think she's wonderful. She's
she's giving them all sorts of shit.
She's a mouthpiece, man. She's done with the Fox.
So she's really the liberal commentator of Fox. That's why Fox always tries to do a liberal and who was that guy that they had on before that died?
Alan Combs, remember for years, man. Alan Combs died, man.
Yeah. So she probably replaces him as a liberal.
Mandatory liberal.
Mandatory liberal.
Isn't Geraldo? I'm Tom Martino. It's car day today, but we don't talk just cars. We talk anything on your mind. If you need help, information, referrals. In fact, the first hour we talked about a house that was blowed up by Greenwood City Police or Greenwood Village Police. And what happened was his house destroyed. He rebuilt it. They're claiming he bettered it. That's why he had to put his own money in it. He's saying, no, just to bring it to today's standards, I had to spend that more money and my above my insurance because I was renting to my kid. It was technically a landlord policy. And you don't get full replacement and code upgrades, so I have a loss and you guys should pay. Some people say, no, you can't hold police responsible for that. Otherwise, they'd worry every time they go and enforce a law. But I'd like to know your comments. Anytime you hear something, you can comment. You can also write to us if you need help. Leave a phone number. We'll get back to you. And that's help@troubleshooter.com. You can also call 303-MARTINO anytime, day or night, 24/7. We're live on Facebook and live on YouTube. Of course, our flagship station is KHOW. This hour brought to you by CBD Products, realcbdthatworks.com. Panacea Life Sciences. I just took one during the break. It really helps with pain. Honest to God, it does. Pain, anxiety, if you have it, they have formulations for that. And for sleep, soft gels, chewables. It's realcbdthatworks.com. And if you use the promo code KHOW, K-H-O-W, okay, there's a promo code. realcbdthatworks.com. Use the promo code KHOW. You get a 20% discount. So what's on your mind today? We have Car Day, and we have our experts in. Al, what did you want to say?
You know, I wanted to weigh in on that recall I had mentioned. So this was an Acura. Yeah.
He mentioned a major recall on Acuras. You people need to know about this.
Yeah.
This is important.
Yeah, this is going to affect so many cars because it's like 2010 to 13 MDX, the 2011 to 12 R, the RL, the TL for about from 09 to 14. They sold a ton of this car.
But why would they go back so far?
So here's the problem. 8 years, they extended the warranty to 8 years, 125,000 miles. And what's happened is the oil controlling on these vehicles were basically not releasing. That's the best way to describe. And scraping the oil off the cylinder wall. That's how it works. But so if the oil is on the wall, the car will actually burn the oil. Okay, so you're polluting. So your motor's essentially eating the oil that's in there and lowering your oil, which can cause engine failure, go low oil.
So normally, if people want to visualize this, we try not to get too technical, but the way an engine works is by the spark plug igniting the gas that causes an explosion, which pushes down the piston, and that pushes one down and another couple come up and then they get pushed down, and that cranking back and forth is what turns your crank. Now here's what I want to know though. In a normal situation, you need oil in there as well as the gas because the oil has to lubricate where the pistons go up and down. Otherwise, the engine would disintegrate eventually,
it
right?
Would do because you put metal to metal.
Yeah.
Will wear.
So they oil the cylinders, and you say if you don't take the oils out. So how does that work? How does oiling of cylinders work with a scraper?
So you basically remember your crankshaft's going around, splashing in the oil. It throws up oil. Some of them have pressure ports.
And it throws oil around the rings and around the pistons.
But the big place is the cylinder walls. Okay?
Right.
So that's why you have rings. The rings expand, touch the wall, create that film layer, though the metal is not touching the metal. And then what it does, because the oil's there, it scrapes and removes it. So you don't have too much of it and you don't burn it.
And on these Acura engines, Acura, they weren't removing the oil.
So what was exactly? So they're consuming. Their consumption of oil went up really, really high.
Okay, because it burns along with the explosion.
Here's what makes it big. So what Acura is basically saying, look, disassemble the motor, take the cylinder heads off, leave the motor. You can do it in the car. They can basically say, oh, pull it out. You're taking all this apart. You're checking for wear. You're going to check out your rings. You're going to check out the valves. You're going to replace.
You may as well do an engine rebuild.
It is almost an engine rebuild for them to.
Isn't the labor going to cost almost the same?
It's not.
Almost more.
Yeah, engine rebuild engine is going to cost you more. But what my worry is, or what my first thing is, if it's not done correctly, you're going to create more problems. So that's a big one. I want to hit you on another one. Subaru. They've got 466,000 cars that are going to have a problem.
Now, you hold on with that one. We're going to talk about a Subaru recall. Kathy first. Kathy. Now, really, Subarus are very popular in Colorado. I'm dying to hear this recall. He says it's going to affect hundreds of thousands of them. Kathy, what's going on?
I was just talking to you about the flooring.
Okay, so here's what I want to know. I want to know what's happening now. They say it's still defective?
Yes, Mohawk came out and said 60% of the flooring was defective.
Are they going to replace it?
Okay, so Home Depot called my mother last week, and they gave her two options. They can replace it. This will be the third time with no guarantees that the problem won't still exist. Or they have agreed to give her $500.
Wait a minute, now, $500? Wait.
Right.
Complete it and giving her $500, right? Not just giving her $500.
No, those are her two options.
Wait, so she
To
takes
have-
500 with a refund, you mean?
Yes, 500. They'll compensate her 500 and be done.
No,
Or
but
they just
Kathy, I
replace
need.
it.
It's very difficult getting questions answered with the way I ask. I want to know, does the 500 come after a complete refund?
That is not what they told her.
So
What she
they will
told
leave
me,
it half
they gave her
done.
an option.
They will leave it half done or a quarter of the way done. Leave it that way and give her 500? That makes no sense.
No, the floor is completed. It just is damaged.
I thought you said that halfway through they saw there was a problem. But they said they had to complete it because she's disabled or something and she might fall.
Well, she's elderly,
Okay.
and they thought it would be a tripping hazard.
So the way it is
they
right now,
completed
she
it.
has a defective floor in her home, bottom line, defective floor, or a good part of it, and they'll either give her $500 to accept it, or they will do what? What's the other option?
To replace it for the third time
Right.
with no guarantees that it won't be better.
Okay, now, here's what I don't understand, because here's what I think they should do, and you should do. If they're willing to tear it out and replace it, why wouldn't they just give her a complete refund that she started in the beginning, and then she just buy another floor?
Well, that's what she wants, and
That's the
they
most logical
told
thing.
her no.
Well, why would
Yeah,
they tell her
it
no?
is.
I mean, if it's defective, it's going to cost them something to tear out the whole damn thing and do it over. Why won't they just give her the money, and then she can go somewhere else? This just doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to us either.
Okay.
And that's why I'm calling you.
Because she would rather just have a whole different floor.
Exactly.
Now, now another thing. What is the defect? Is it minor? Is it major? What is this defect, Kathy?
Well, the part of the flooring is lifting, and it's scattered throughout the floor.
When you say
And
lifting, if I
Mohawk-
walk in that room, will I say, ooh, this floor sucks?
No.
What will
you
I
won't.
see? What will I see?
I thought it looked pretty good, but once it's pointed out, you can see it.
I'm wondering,
And
hold
I
on.
guess-
Kathy, will the floor have a shorter lifespan, or is it just more of a psychological thing?
No, they said that the guys came out from Mohawk. They said that it will probably continue lifting. They just don't know, how long. So ultimately, at some point, the floor would have to be replaced. It could be 2 years. It could be 10 years.
All right, hold on. I want to get Buddy Mitchell on to weigh in on this as an expert. I just need some direction here. This just doesn't sound right. 303-713-TALK. AJ's got a problem with Pole Barns LLC. Boy, that sounds pretty generic, doesn't it? Build me a house LLC. AJ, Pole Barns LLC out of Calhan. If you had to sum up your problem in a sentence, and then we'll let you fill in the blanks, what would it be?
Yes, these guys can't do anything square or straight.
Okay, that pretty much sums it up. Are you saying they can't do a good job, and it's because of the labor or materials?
It's mainly just the attitude that it doesn't matter.
Okay, you hold on. We'll come right back to you because it does matter.
Weekdays 2 to 4. It's Michael Brown.
You guys have met Clint, right? Clint, our deputy did. So on Halloween, look at this here. Is this the funniest you got up there?
I'm coming up right now, ready, ladies and gentlemen. Art of Granite, that is the place. Art of Granite, if you want artistic granite or any solid surface countertop, he's a direct stone importer. All of the materials are sold to you at wholesale. The cabinets too. Well, a slight markup from the manufacturer. Now here's what you do. You buy all the materials at wholesale. You get the bathroom done free. when you do the kitchen and tear out and hallways free. So that leaves fabrication and installation, and that's what he'll bid. And you can even get a price on the phone. Yeah, because he knows what stone costs. He knows what cabinets cost. Just give him the square footage. Tell him the general shape. He'll give you a price on the phone. If you like it, it won't differ much when you get that final contract. 303-386-5919, a great company. And here's the website, theartofgranite.com. Theartofgranite.com.
So when we had Buddy on yesterday, day before, whatever,
was he mad?
he was on his way hunting. So he is
Well, what about
gone. And I wanted to let you know line 1 called, and it was XL Energy, and they said they're going to turn our power off because we didn't pay the bill. It was an automated. I'm like, okay.
Say thank you.
Did they give you a
Let me
number
do
to
the shower
call
first.
No, I should have listened longer to it.
Okay.
I didn't.
What about
that was
Bear?
my
What's his
bad,
name?
my bad.
Rob.
When is my pizza coming that I may share?
12:30. It's 12:30 was the earliest delivery time I could get.
Clint's bringing
So-
it in his new uniform.
And I got it.
Did you guys see Clint's uniform? If you
Oh my
see
God.
it, you will pray to God.
This is what Clint came in on.
I told him this turns atheist to prayer. Thanking God, he came in with that.
No kid.
No,
way.
he came in. I swear to God, people
You
were
should
actually,
see all the
people
candy
were
you got.
actually. Listen, man, people were actually going to the other side of the room not to go close to him.
How to go back to Earth, man. My goodness.
That's awesome.
It's a kids' weekend. That means I'm gonna be exhausted.
What are they doing?
No, I don't know. It's just a kids' weekend, so whatever they want.
They want to go trick or treating again.
I got my twins' birthday tomorrow.
How old are they?
22. 22. So we're gonna have dinner tonight, and then we'll
How's the other one? Just
What'd you break?
I wonder how many twins ended up getting born the opposite day.
Yeah.
One at 11:59 and one at 4
You make your own
Yeah,
if he's familiar with this product,
Cool,
tell
isn't
him
it?
about
Yeah.
the Mohawk, whatever it's called. She probably knows.
We're gonna go see the new Disney Maleficent. Is that what they pronounce that thing?
Maleficent?
Maleficent.
Maleficent. That looks pretty cool. So we got the family going out.
You've only seen the first one.
I love the first one.
Okay.
But I'm easily entertained. I don't get out much.
When should I start heating up my house for the kids? Let's see, we're going to get there at probably 4 today, 5. I should start
3
now.
o'clock has to be minimum.
No, it's 60 degrees right now.
Oh,
I keep
then
it
you
at 60.
wanna, yeah, you right now.
I keep
Depends on what you're heating it
I
to.
keep it at 60. Oh, they
Don't
want
they
it
say
70
that
at least.
Oh, ooh, God.
Don't they
I
70
think-
degrees?
I think it's hot, but
Oh,
kid,
God, yeah.
my girl,
Choked it up.
she's fussy.
Yeah.
Oh, the girls are terrible with that.
We keep
And they
the
want to
house.
run around dressed like they're in summer.
Yeah.
I said, put a freaking sweater on.
I ought to start.
We keep the house at 64.
I love
It's like,
68.
I got a sweater, guys.
Yeah,
They're walking around in t-shirts and they're like, it's cold in here. It's like,
Put some
Yeah,
clothes on.
see,
put the clothes on.
this thing will kick. I got to get it at least.
Ooh,
somehow.
Phantom of the Opera's coming to the view. Nice. Love that.
I'm going to bring them all up 4 degrees at first, and then I'll bring them up another 4.
Mm-hmm. That soundtrack's fantastic. Phantom of the Opera.
Is it?
I've never cared for Phantom of the Opera.
Oh,
You know what?
It's so
You know what? I only do it because everyone says you got to see it, and I see it. I always enjoy it, but the ones, let's see.
Really?
I mean, I liked it, but it's so, after a while, I mean, it's just so the same, you know.
No, yeah.
I went to Vegas and saw it at the Venetian, and they built the theater for the old spectacle, so you were actually on the set, basically, of the performance. It was one of the most.
Well, everything in Vegas is a show, man.
That was the most. It honestly left you walked out of your life.
And the truth be known, Vegas can, I mean, Broadway is really,
I'm gonna go.
they don't have near the
Sunday night. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna see.
Vegas has.
I'm going to see 2 Circus Soleil shows.
Where?
In Vegas. I'll be there Sunday. Me and the wife going Sunday and Monday. We got 2
I've
shows.
seen, you know, what I feel about those, it's just too much. I mean, it's like, I don't get any sense of connection with the audience. I mean, it's just they're all doing their shit, and Don't you feel that way?
No.
They're incredible.
But that's the thing. I look at just the ability to do something that's freaking hard. I mean, the training that goes into doing that and how they choreograph the music to it. Maybe I'm just a showman.
I know what you mean.
My God, maybe I could have been a trampoline artist.
Hi, Tom Martino here. It's car day. Let's talk. Subaru, major issues with a recall. What is it, Al? Al Rama's Pro.
So they had two of them that are pretty wild. They had one that's 250,000 cars. That's kind of small. 2017 and 19, the Crosstrek and the Impreza.
Now, 17 to 19 or 17 and 19?
Through 19.
Okay.
Yeah. The PCV valve cracked on them. Okay?
How would you know?
Positive crank ventilation. The car starts running terrible.
Okay.
Okay? But when they cracked, the piece would actually be sucked into the engine.
Uh-oh.
Could cause engine damage.
Now, are they replacing it even if you don't have a problem?
Yeah, absolutely. They want you to bring in, they have a VIN range,
What else?
obviously.
What else?
And so the second one, this one's a pretty cool one. This one was the 466,000 vehicles. This is Impreza's 2017, 18, and 19. This is like almost all of them. The computer's leaving the coils on when the car shut off.
Will
the
it
coils
start a
is what
fire?
makes ignition. Well, what it does, it can short out, can cause an
Will it
issue
kill
with
your
electrical.
battery?
Oh, absolutely. What's happening too, though, is that because it's the coil firing that could cause issue with the spark plug, burn out the tips. I mean, it has.
So wait a minute. So are the spark plugs glowing the whole time?
They
or
could
spark
absolutely could be absolutely.
Oh my
They,
God!
This
that'll
thing
just
is going
kill
to
it.
be deep. What they're doing as repairs is
Are
up in
they?
the computer.
Do they? Is it random or is it on all of them?
No, 466,000 is quite
No,
a bit.
no.
It's a
What I
VIN
mean
range.
is,
It's a
what I
VIN
mean
range.
is, are they saying that it's absolutely wrong or there's a possibility of failure? Percent is complete.
I finally just, at the end, just said, I'm done. Let's just settle up. And I paid them to go away, basically.
How much did you pay him in full, total, from beginning to end?
It was approximately $90,000.
And what would this barn be under normal contract if you went to have somebody build this barn? What would it cost?
Probably $90,000.
Okay. Did you get a $90,000 barn, or do you have to redo or repair?
I'm redoing and repairing.
How much will that cost you?
I'm doing it myself.
But what? There's a cost to it. I mean, if you hired someone to do it, how much of it has to be redone? 10%, 20%, all of it? What has to be done? What has to be done?
I'd say 10%.
Okay.
It's probably going to cost me $10,000.
Okay. So do you figure you have some losses?
Oh yes, definitely.
About 10 grand. In other words, Brian, AJ, the way you calculate this is simply saying this. If they wrote you a check to make you feel good about this experience, how much would that check be?
Oh, it would be 10 grand.
Okay, so what do they say when you ask for an adjustment? And you say this was done shoddy, this has to be redone, this has to be replaced. What do they say?
You know, in the end, I basically did get a discount of like $2,500 from the construction company, but now that I'm getting into it, I'm finding more wrong with it. That, you know, I was like, whoa, where'd this come from? Like
No, I
insulation.
understand. Now, are you saying that $2,500 in addition to the 10?
Yes. Yeah.
So
they
that discount, even with that discount, you're still going to be in the hole about 10.
Oh, correct. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you, man. You kind of settled with them. What were you?
I did.
So what are you, hoping
is,
what are you hoping we would accomplish, if anything? We'd love to, but what?
You know, there is some material that on the side of Pole Barnes LLC that supplied me some material. He says he will come back and pick up and reimburse me because of the poor quality of the material.
He does. He does say he will. Hold on. So you settled with the labor part of it, TNT Construction. You
correct. Yes.
Okay. But the other guy does say he'll credit you for bad material.
Yes.
Okay. So
although that's been 6 weeks ago and he has not shown up.
All right.
And I can't get a hold of him.
Well, why don't we try that? So you're saying that this guy supplied you material. Do you have a contract?
Yes, I do.
If you could pick a piece of, or a material, something that is defective, a good example, can you prove it by showing it? What is it? What would it be? Give me an example of defective material.
Well, the soffit material on any pole barn.
What's wrong with the soffit materials? Give me I want to know specifically what's wrong with it.
I've never seen a building that they just use a flat piece of flashing that covers 2 foot. That's completely flat because oil can. It just.
I know what you mean, but I'm not asking if it was properly used. I'm asking if it was defective. You see, you said it was defective. What you mean is not fit for its use, but you know, if they sold you stuff that was fit for that use, would it be more? There's a big difference, Brian. So is it defective or is it not defective? Is that piece of metal, is it defective?
The metal itself is not defective.
Okay, so you're saying it was not fit for its use, but that goes to the labor people. The guy erecting that barn should have said, I can't use this for soffits. And then the other thing is this. If you buy a cheap barn, and I don't know what you bought, and I'm not trying to school you or find you wrong, but let's say there's a barn package and it costs $18,000. And it has that thin soffit material. And another barn with really nice soffit material might cost $24,000. You get what you pay for. In other words, you're using the word defective improperly. And the only reason I'm telling you that is because you'll lose. Now, if it doesn't measure up to code and never would or should never be used for this, well, then that's a whole different argument. That's breach of contract. I mean, if they supplied you a barn and that material wasn't designed to be used for a barn, it was designed to be used for a trailer, let's say, then it's contract breach. You have to decide what you're doing. I think you could get this settled in small claims court if you can sum it up to $7,500 in defective materials, but you have to show they are defective.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now.
And Def, I'll come in.
That was Subaru that had the big.
What's that?
You said, Al, you said Subaru had the big recall and all that?
Yeah, on 2 different models, right?
A lot of stuff. Subaru, has anybody bought them or they merged with somebody? Is
Subaru is Subaru a good car?
Very good. Amazing car. It really is.
It's a very good car.
And they have a market right now.
They have a market here.
Is Jeep better now? Chrysler Jeep.
Far better.
These Wranglers and these Jeeps are nice vehicles.
Yeah.
The Rubicons and all that.
They're amazing.
The new ones, you guys are selling the new one, aren't you?
Are they built on the old platform, the old technology? Just
no. They're all new Jeep. They are not at all.
I'm talking about the Jeep, you know, what I call
the regular. Yeah, well, it used to be a CJ.
Yeah. I love the way they look. I've always loved the way they look. I hate the way they were. Fix It 24/7. I told you about their free second opinions. And when you're told you need a major repair or a replacement, take them up on it. Free second opinions. Second opinions can never do you wrong. Because if they say you don't need it, they have to show you they can fix it. They do. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939. Now I want to tell you about their $39 Fix Any Problem, Find Any Problem. Here's what it is. It is really a free service call if you have the work done. In other words, you pay $39, that's all you have at risk for them to find the problem. Licensed, insured, background checked, HVAC tech, plumber, or electrician to find the problem. Once it's found, it's $39 for that report, and then you can have it done then or anytime you want. But if you decide to have the work done, they credit you the $39, so it's a free call charge. That's 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
Do you know indoor air can be 5 times heavier than outdoor air? Hard to believe, right? And if you suffer from allergies or asthma, breathing clean air is not just important, it's essential. I'm Jaya.
Hey guys, pizza's in there.
What's up?
Pizza in there.
What'd you say?
Pizza. Did I stutter?
Use your 4-H.
Which can make you sick.
A little bit of hesitation, but not much.
Well, I had to decide what I was supposed to do.
If I have
them load that up a little more.
There's a molecule air purifier for you. Try it for 60 days risk free and send it back if you're not satisfied.
What's going on in here? What's shaking? Are you, sir? Ready for the weekend, bro. I'm ready for the weekend, man. It's been
I
a
have
week.
called
The weather.
5 flooring companies and none of them are in today. It must be flooring vacation day. I'm sorry. You would think somebody would answer.
Whenever it snowed. Yeah, that Tuesday. Might have been Wednesday or Wednesday. I was going to 30, 40 miles. Yeah, just cuts, you know, goes to turn.
So my daughter is looking at buying her first car.
Right in front of me. That's a shock. I mean, she never had a car.
Well, she has, but she's buying her own.
Yeah, just when I was out.
Once you spend about $15,000, what would be the best one?
Right. I can't keep the lane.
Are you sure it was hot snack? Yeah, she loved her Honda. She had a Santa Fe.
And the truth is, you can get a lot of car for the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, summer tires, like, you gotta get tires.
Yeah.
What kind of what?
Yeah, because I explained to her about get a car with warranty and the value of it itself right there. You're not going to have to worry about warranty.
Yeah, and one like that, I put on there. I can put things on there. I put something I'm not going to get premium for, but I'm going to get where to go. Yeah, that's what you really want. We're not going to have this car for a year. So, right now, honestly, God, new oil, and that's premium along the lines of the those things are terrible. I just threw on a back of our neighborhood, man. Like, anywhere in between about $70 to $80 higher.
You need another water?
We were looking online, they were all $165. Yeah.
Drinking water? Okay.
All right. Text me.
I can see that.
It's like I don't do baked goods.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Did you work it?
Growing up, my mom was a baker. So cakes and donuts and all that other bullshit, I don't want nothing to do with it.
Like it's, yeah, too much sugar stuff.
My best friend was a cake decorator. Cake frosting.
Probably not at one time though. I'm sure at one time you loved
Oh,
product.
yeah. Well, because she used to do like a little wedding cakes and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
And so she would, pre-make some of the roses and whatnot and freeze them. So, when she had a big order or a rush order, she can get the stuff. And we'd get in trouble because we'd go through there and we'd eat all the freaking.
Especially that buttercream. Ooh, that was
Mm-hmm.
good. That was good.
But the only cake I can still eat is carrot cake.
I love carrot cake.
I do too.
Chocolate cake's boring. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, RenewHomeInnovations.com. Renew the name RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000. Tell them you want to be in on any Black Friday specials. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Let's talk, Kathy. These floors. We have an expert we want to have look at them. Really, here's what we think. If the defects are serious, this whole damn thing needs to be replaced. If not, it's possible that the allowance might be acceptable. Let's drop her off until we can get our flooring expert. And I'd love someone to look at it if they can. Okay, Kathy? Well, that's what we'll do now. On the pole barn thing, evidence is what he needs. So, AJ, you say the pole barn, well, the labor sucks. You kind of settled with him. Now you say there's some defective materials. And again, there's a difference in definition, defective or not fit for its purpose. And I think from what you said, you're finding stuff that was not fit for its purpose, like soffit material you say is too thin. It's not used. What is that material normally used for, AJ?
That material normally would be used just for trimming corners and edges.
It's not normally used to span a soffit.
No, it would normally never be used
Okay.
on a 2-foot flat.
Okay, all right. What else? Give me another example. Give me another example of either defective or not fit for its purpose.
Okay, well, just starting off the very first day, when they came out to drill the 24-inch or auger the 24-inch.
This doesn't matter unless it's still a problem today. I know that you have history with these people and you want to tell me what a pain in the ass this experience has been. But what I mean is to make your small claim or your claim, is that what today do you have that's defective or not fit that you want your money back on?
Well, they were to install insulation in the ceiling. And there was R30 for the ceiling and R19 for the wall.
Okay.
And they installed a bunch of the R19, the wall insulation, which is much thinner, in the ceiling.
Okay, now, do you have that for proof, for sure, in the contract they violated it?
Yes, it shows that there is R30 to be put in the ceiling.
Okay, and they did.
R19 in the wall.
Okay, so I would get a list of these. If you add these up, do they come to $7,500 or more?
Probably not. No.
That's good. You can do this in small claims court. What I'm saying is you can actually get this in small claims court if the guy won't come up and won't do the right thing. But you have to take it one at a time. And again, it can't be for something you're already collected on with the labor guy. The point I'm making is this. You sound like you know exactly where your losses are. I would itemize them, add them up, and sue them in small claims court, or let Deputy Dan call them once you add it up, and you have a list of the breaches. We'll call. We try to get people targeted before we start calling. And you know, many times, and AJ, I'm not saying this is your fault, many times you don't get results. People don't get results because the vendor doesn't even know what you're asking for. If you say, oh my God, this whole thing is defective, I mean, it sucks, I should have never done business with you, People hear, oh, this guy will never be pleased. I can't make this go away. And they ignore you. People ignore insurmountable problems. People deal with finite, solvable problems. Even if you say, I want $10,000 because you did this to me, that at least keys someone into a number and they can negotiate the number. But if you say, oh, this is all wrong, I don't know if I'll ever be right, you've ruined my life, people will avoid it. There is no handle, there is no description, there is no real definition of your loss. And I swear to you, that really, really works. Jan, what's going on? Jan.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, man. What's happening?
I'm having a problem with Home Depot.
Yes, and what is the problem?
In April of 2016, I purchased a Rheem 40-gallon gas water heater. A week ago, actually 2 weeks ago, yesterday, I discovered that it was leaking all over my laundry room floor.
That could have nothing to do with the heater or defective heater. That could be your water. That could be any number of things. So is it defective?
Well, apparently so. Because
Why?
Rheem has agreed to replace it.
Good.
Rheem has been good.
Good. What does Rheem say is defective?
They can't tell at a distance, that they assume that there is a problem with the tank itself.
Well, that's nice. They're replacing it without even knowing.
Yes.
All right.
Well, they asked me a bunch of questions, which I answered for them, and they decided from that.
Give me an idea of some of the questions they asked.
They wanted to know whether it was professionally installed, which was yes. They wanted to know where it was leaking, and I said I couldn't determine that entirely, but the places that they asked me about were dry.
All right, so now that they're replacing it, what is your issue?
The problem is with Home Depot, because when I purchased the tank, I also purchased their extended warranty plan.
What does that do?
It covers labor replacements.
Wow.
I mean, technically, according to their brochure, it pretty much covers everything I need.
Okay, Jan, you mention a brochure, but you don't mention the actual warranty. Where's the warranty?
Well, I'm going off of what is here on this. The actual warranty itself is about 9 pages of small print.
That's the only thing that's going to count, Jan. So throw the pamphlet out and show me the warranty you agreed to. I don't care what that pamphlet says. I need to see the warranty. What does the warranty say? If they say they'll replace it, well, let me just cut right to the chase. Did you say to Home Depot, I have your extended warranty, you need to cover this?
And they admit, yes, they did that. The problem is they say, oh, we don't have a service center in your area.
Oh.
You find somebody and pay them to replace the water heater, and then at some point in the future, we'll reimburse you.
I think that's reasonable, if you can get that in writing.
Who installed it?
I don't have the money to do that.
Who installed it?
The company's out of business.
Hey, Jan, listen, I don't really think, no, seriously, it's unreasonable for them to say, get somebody to install it, we'll pay it. What, you want them to send you money in advance?
What? No, what I want to do is have them find somebody and pay them rather than have me go to a third person.
Okay, I can't do anything about that. I mean, they're not refusing you. I mean, it's just a matter of logistics. I can't believe that you wouldn't have a few $100 to put on a credit card for installation or something. Jan, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
Cards. I live on $728 a month.
Okay, can you get their promise in writing?
I should have it, yes.
All right, I want you to get their promise in writing. And where do you live?
I live in Fort Collins, and I have been told things. For example, yesterday, I called them. They said, oh, you've got an appointment to have your water heater replaced sometime between 8 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon. I said, no, okay, can we narrow that down a little bit? He said, just a minute, we'll check with the supervisor.
Yeah.
They came back and said, oh, no, we can't do that.
Jan, listen, are we going to have, I want to help you, man, okay? I can even find someone to put it in and wait for payment if we can get that promise from the manufacturer. But what I can't do is argue over every single thing they're doing. Now you don't like that they're going to do it between 8 and 4. I don't know what to tell you, Jan. Life is not perfect. You got to make some compromises, okay, man? That's what I'm telling you. We're willing to help you or try to find someone to help you. But I'm not going to argue on an appointment, okay? There are certain things that come under the category, life is too damn short, okay? Okay, they won't narrow it down. Big frickin' deal. Okay? That's all I can say, Jan. You want someone to help you get that in, we'll help you. But we got to be reasonable. First thing I want to see is that promise they made to you to pay it.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lake.
Am I being too harsh on the fucking
No.
And that's why now they said they are only going to come between 8 and 4.
Yeah. And the companies that business that put it in. How is that Home Depot's fault? You know, the company put it in. They're trying. Here's something I will say, and I just experienced it. What's so funny? It's a hot water heater. I just put one in, and I had a problem with it. And the gas valve where the pipe goes in to go into the gas valve, crap, it was leaking. So, and we didn't know it was hard, and we put those things in before. I went to the store, I asked who's the manager on duty. They gave me the manager. I went to go see Tyler. Hey Tyler, I just want to be straight up. I don't want to do this in return. There's a problem here. I put it in. I don't think we did anything wrong. The thing just, it's got a crack on it. He goes, can you box it up, just bring it back and give me another one? Let's get this done. Right away, handled it, put it in, and yes, I had to have.
But you told him what you needed and why and how. And
he got me handled.
IdealHomeLoans.com. That's the website. The number is 303-867-7000. Ideal Home Loans is a direct mortgage lender. They lend their own money. They rule their underwriting. Now, that's what I mean by this. They make the rules. So they will make it easier on you to apply and get it done. That doesn't mean they do anything hocus pocus, but what it does mean is they have the ability and the power to do things like this. Credit optimization. They can go and look at your credit and say, you know what, you deserve better here and better here. Just pay this balance down, you'll get 20 more points. They've done it before. It's legal, it's ethical, it's quick. So even though you're approved, they get you better pricing. Then they have the interest rate guarantee. They'll refinance you if rates go down. And then they have the custom term mortgage. You want to get the low rate, but you don't want to go back to 30 years. Pick any term you want. And all written guarantees. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000.
If you live on $700 a month, you probably stay home anyway.
Right? Where the hell are you going? You can't even afford bread for the ducks.
Right? You're not at work. You're going hunting. Where do you stay?
We got a cabin.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. We hunt like white men, dude. The only thing we're doing is the only thing we're not doing is shooting buffalo black.
Medicare Advantage Walgreens plan from United Healthcare also offers you a low monthly premium, $0 copays on Tier 1 prescription drugs filled at Walgreens, and a free gym membership, so you have the freedom to spend your money the way you choose. Finally, the freedom you've earned in a Medicare plan you deserve. Go to AARP Medicare Advantage Walgreens.com for all the plan details. That's AARP Medicare Advantage Walgreens.com. Limitations and exclusions apply. Benefits and features vary by plan. AARP is not an insurer, doesn't recommend products, and encourages you to evaluate your needs. United Healthcare contracts directly with Walgreens.
Indian reservation in between Gus and Montrose.
That area is beautiful over there. Yeah, it's a nice area. Man, that's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. I love it. I need to get me some land in Colorado. I wanted that.
Well, I'm sure you won't suffer at SEMA. You're not a hunter, are you?
No, I hunt for a good deal all the time, but that's... You're kidding, I'm New York slicker. We didn't have no hunting. We go hunting chicks on the beach.
There's a lot of hunting in New York. A lot of deer hunters up there.
I know there is.
Yeah.
But with those Long Islanders, and I had a lot of friends that did it. Just my dad didn't do it, and my friends' dads, they were bow hunters and stuff. I never went with them. They never they never invited me. I'm probably too young. That's not something you invite people to all the time. I mean, you got a little bit of.
Yeah, it's funny how if that's your history, if that's what your family did,
my
son-in-law, he's a freak.
Oh, I got friends that they're all serious.
Freak hunter? Oh man, yeah.
Like Mr. Kimber?
Dude, you gotta hear him. Yeah, I listen to him talk and think, dude. I mean, he's the last 2 years he's gone bow, and sure enough, man, he knows what he's doing.
You did as a kid, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, I didn't grow up doing that.
Is Jeff a nut?
But believe it or not, neither one of my brothers went.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Did they go hunting with their kid too? They just didn't like it.
The other side of it is you gotta like to eat what you hunt, right?
Right. You're.
Or at least know somebody else who does.
Or know somebody who does.
I know a lot of people back home that would hunt moose. I never knew one person who ate them. Not one person. In fact, some guys said they would just throw it in the trash.
Really?
On
you eat goose?
That's one waste, man.
These are
good.
farm boys and stuff.
What do you not like about it?
I think it's the stinkiest meat, goose. My dog likes it.
You don't like the way it tastes?
Oh, well, I don't know. I never really had it. It just stinks.
Do you like elk or deer? Do you?
Elk and deer is good.
Roger Moore died?
He did?
And it's on Facebook. It says
No, that don't mean nothing.
Roger Moore dies in 89. Let me see. James Bond for Trade Bell. BBC News.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
You're 007, huh? You have the 009. Days was a long time ago when he was on there, wasn't he?
Oh, he was great. I thought he was good.
The Saint before.
Who do you think was the best 007?
Sean Connery.
I love Sean Connery. I've always thought he was.
Hi,
good.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Okay, so we're going to get to all of your calls, all right? We just need to take this one step at a time when it comes to your problems. So we give you homework to do and then get back to us. So on the floor covering, on the pole barn, he's got to gather the breeches together for us. And then we had the other problem. Let's see. Well, anyway, let's talk. Oh, Brian, I don't know. Brian, did I take you already? What's going on?
Hey, Tom. Nothing. You haven't taken me yet.
All right, sir.
Hey, I got a 2016 Ford Focus I've had for a few years now, and there's apparently a very well-known issue that I didn't know before I bought it, that there could be a shudder or shimmy in the transmission when accelerating uphill.
A shimmy?
Yes, a shimmy. Now, Ford is honoring the warranty. They've extended the warranty on this, apparently, because it's such a well-known issue.
Was it a recall? Was it an official recall?
No, I don't think it's a recall. They just extended the warranty, and I've taken it in twice now, and it improves a little bit, but it represents itself after about another 1,000 miles again. I was curious if the car guys know about this, and if they know if Ford's been successful or the success rate, and actually be able to resolve the issue with these cars.
It's a huge problem with them with that DPS6. Their success rate, well, they're still fixing them. They're still coming in the door. This is going to be a failed project by everything that all going forward. It doesn't look like Ford's going to continue down the pipe with this unit.
So, I mean, as far as I've had,
are they going to fix it though?
They're going to have to fix it. They're going to keep working.
But they're going to.
Their success rate
are
right
they
now,
basically
still have repeated failures?
Are they basically going to forget the car?
They're probably going to. Well, they're not going to forget the car, but they're going to be redesigning and re-engineering it. Where this transmission and this setup is not going to be used going down the road in the future. But yeah, they're stuck with what they've got now, and they're going to have to keep working forward, trying to.
So
make
what does he do now?
You are literally at the mercy of the technology that's available today.
So do they know how to fix it?
And you've had it in how many times?
Twice so far with one dealer.
So is there a one-up fix that
there's not a one-up fix? I mean, literally their success rate on it has been a low percentage. They're still trying to get this thing so it's dependable.
Gotcha. I'll just keep trying. I may try a different dealer. Then after the third try, I'll give them 3 and see if somebody else can figure it out.
I think that I think that they should do something. Are you saying Well, it's out of warranty, though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, but they've extended the warranty on them because they've had so many problems. It includes not only the transmission, but
Is
also
it I mean, let's ask you about it. Can you drive it? Is it still terrible or what?
Yeah, it's my daily driver. It's not terrible. It really only presents itself when accelerating, uphill from a stop, and of course I have to go
Okay, so uphill from a stop.
So, but
basically, you got to live with
whether it's going to be software issues or
How many times? Just in this show alone today? How many times we heard you got to live with it? I mean, there's a lot of them. You got to live with it until they come up with a fix. That sucks. Can you imagine? But sorry about that, Brian. There's not yet a fix. 303-713-TALK. Vince, well, I don't know. Somehow my fat fingers disconnected Vince by mistake. I hope he's listening. Vince, I'm really sorry, man. Well, I call back 303-713-TALK. Tish, what's happening?
Yeah, sorry, I'm really new at this.
All right. All you have to do is just explain the problem to me. I'll ask some questions.
I'm calling on behalf of my brother who lives out in Colorado. I'm calling from Missouri.
Okay, what's going on?
He's an inmate at Jefferson County.
Okay.
He just served a year for third-degree assault, and they said a month ago they were going to release him. They did move him to Jefferson County from where he was before, and he was due to be released, and now he's just sitting there in limbo. No one has come to see him.
What was he sentenced to originally?
You mean the charge?
No, the sentence was a year or two or what?
I don't know that exact detail. I'm sorry.
Then how do you know, or how does he know he was due to be released? Hold on, Trish. I'll ask you some basic questions. We'll have some suggestions, I'm sure, okay? If you can just hang on a few minutes, I'll take you next. I'm Tom Martino. We got another hour to go on the Troubleshooter Show.
Listen at 5 hours.
He was not guilty.
He was not guilty.
Well, don't you also people in
I stopped doing that, but I did it for a lot of years.
How was that?
How was it?
Was it depressing? It's gotta be
No, because I mean it's a drag that you see people facing some serious stuff. I mean, I was in there with inmates over 25 years, over 25 years. That's massive. And they tell you, yeah, I've been here 14, and I got this balance stuff. It's like, I mean, that's real. They learn to adapt and stuff like that. Most of the people that you meet are genuinely great people, and they make a mistake. Yeah, there's your hardcore criminals and stuff. Typically, the people that go into a religious program or anything like that, they're the ones that vetted. They're not the junks. The junks won't come to your stuff. But we had Rabbi Loyevich come to our big governor of Illinois came in that in our session.
Now, is he out?
He should be by now, I'm assuming. He was over here at FCIM board. That's where we were. We were in the federal, state, we were in the municipal, we were in the county.
I thought Trump was going to defer his sentence or something with him.
I don't know about that. I disconnected. I got out of it almost 3 years ago. I haven't been back to it. I did 18 years of that. That's a long time.
18 years of what?
Of prison ministry.
Oh.
I did youth at the beginning. The youth were the toughest, the harder than.
I would think so.
They don't want to listen.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. But
really?
The ones but the ones you do get to listen to, you feel you can only hope that you made an impact. You can't have contact with you. You can't have any type of contact when you go out. And most of the prisons won't let you have contact. If you run into an inmate, you have to report it to the warden or the person in charge because they don't want you connecting because they're going to ask you about somebody who's already on the inside, and they make you the mule between the people. Yeah, so you have to report yourself. Otherwise, you can face charges if you don't report yourself that you ran in. So, like Andy, he serves his time for embezzlement, and then I see him on the outside. I run in, and he knows Jeff. He's going to kind of look. I know Jeff's got his wife or whatever is having a birthday stuff. I want to give a card. Can you take this card in? And a reading card, just somehow another man, it'll mean the world to Jeff. I know. And the card comes in, they freaking lace it with drugs. They peel the paper behind and they stuff it inside. They do liquid acids. They'll do, heroin in them and stuff like that. They're very good at what they do. Very good. And they make mules, and all of a sudden you're over there helping somebody, and now you're facing a federal charge or a state charge. Mm-hmm. It's a crazy deal. They train you in this stuff. You have to train. to be certified to go into the facilities. I'm glad I did it. It was a great point, but it came to an end. It was time. I left the organization I was with, and sat in that seat for 18 years. And said,
it's a long time.
And it was a long time, absolutely.
My sister-in-law's a prison psychologist. That's some nasty shit, dude.
That'd be interesting.
Dude, so the county jail catch this junk. The psychologist that was at over there, that I knew John Simonet. Got to meet John Simonet. He was the director of the county, and that's the downtown jail. It's named after the Simonet building. John basically, I talked to him about there was a council like that, and they had a guy who was an actual con man, and he woed the young lady that was that stuff, and they got into an intimate relationship. And this dude had her by the throat once. She was bringing stuff in from this little lights worker, knowing she was facing jail time. That after that, or out of county, just the crazy stuff. Because again, you're around the scene, you're hearing crazy stuff. You wonder what kind of impact that has in your life. I'm sure it has.
Every inmate's, or not every inmate, but all inmates are going to be try to hit on a female guard.
Oh, yeah. You're in there for a long time. Trust me. That's
of course, and if they're.
And it's always the workers. That's why we were warned about it.
Yeah.
The workers. The guards are usually pretty dang good because they give an account to one another. That's a brotherhood. And they look out for each other. Look at everybody get a compromised position. Somebody sniffs something, they'll say something. That's in most places. Not as fruitful, but it's always the workers. It's the volunteers. It's the professional courtesy. It's even the haircutters that come in. It's the therapists and stuff, the nurses. And they talk about it, man. And they tell us, you have to report that. So you see something suspicious, it is your responsibility, and you're testing by these documents you're signing, you will. Because you will be put under question. If you knew something about it and you didn't do anything, it's like, freak out, man. That's
kind of scary.
Yeah. But it was really rewarding. There was a major reward at the end of it. Really it all.
So you must hear people saying, hey, I didn't do this. Or
yeah, I saw a lot of people come out and do well. They'll do their brief contacts to, but depending on where, the federal wouldn't allow me to have contact. If I had contact after they've been out there, they had them 2 years, then I can have contact with them. It's a crazy deal.
Even at that point, even now they come out.
Yes, man. It's crazy. But, and then I have to report it. Like I said, to the warden and stuff like that. So, I received awards and everything from wardens and stuff like that for the stuff we did. They honored us and stuff, which is fabulous. Because you give up a lot to go do that stuff. And you go into work the weather, man. They're waiting for you. No matter the roads are bad. They're waiting, and a lot of them look forward to seeing you.
Well, I'm sure, yeah. If they just talk to a normal person versus just troll cons.
So we hardly got any trick-or-treaters.
There weren't that many people out, were there? There's that many kids out, huh?
Hell no. We got like maybe 5 different walks to the door of little parties. 5 times. But each party was 3 or 4 kids. But still, we normally have them all night long.
Oh yeah, my old neighborhood in Parker, the people would actually bring their kids over to that neighborhood.
Everyone does that.
Yeah. And
they always export because who wants to go to your own neighborhood? Bonnie Bray is really popular, but not just our house. I was looking down the neighborhood. Hardly anybody was out. Why? Because it's cold?
Yeah, we had 3. I don't know.
Did you have many?
I figured it was going to be packed. I mean, it took me literally an additional 45 minutes to get home last night. So I figured everyone was getting home to take their kids out. Then 3 people came to the door.
I wonder because they thought it was going to be cold and snowy.
I did a trunk and treat last night.
Did you have any kids?
Like I said, I played racquetball, so I had like.
Who'd you play with?
A league.
I played a league player?
Oh, I didn't know you played a league. So you play.
You're a league player. Give me a break. I mean, you're good.
No.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to be modest. I'll kick your butt, if you want to play me, but that's okay. That's a game, man. I love racquetball.
Do you play it? We should play it.
I played lousy, but I play.
Yeah, well,
Mark does. Mark plays it?
Yeah, Mark does.
Yeah.
I play really well. I can kick ass.
Yeah. As you woke up. At Greenwood Village, I used to belong to that club that my digital paper. I got to play the pro from the place. I didn't know he was the pro. He was an older guy. And he's like, hey, you want to play pickup game? Guys spanked me, man, so bad. Then he gave me lessons for like 6 weeks, man. did a great job. Who's in drinks?
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. What's going on? Today is car day. Now, we'll talk about cars if you want to call about them, but we'll call about anything you want. So, Vince wants to talk about estate being settled. I'm going to pick him up, and then we'll go to the others. Now, Ken's got a question about a van. And Trish, I didn't forget about you. What I need to know, though, are some basics on Tish. So let me get Tish. I think I said I would get right back to Tish. So let me take her. And this hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. RealCBDThatWorks.com. If you put in the promo code section, KHOW, K-H-O-W, you'll get a 20% discount on Panacea Life products. Now, I want your feedback. I'm not on the radio saying, hey, this works. If it doesn't, if you found an incident it doesn't work, you tell me. But I think you're going to love it. RealCBDThatWorks.com, Panacea products, okay? RealCBDThatWorks.com. Tish says that her brother's in jail. Tish, I just need to know some basics, though. Like, your brother was sentenced to jail. Why do you think he was due for release? I just need to know that part. You said he was due for release, but just sat there.
Yeah.
How do you know he was due for release?
Because they told him he was, and they even moved him from one location to another one, where I guess they have to go through.
Okay. But did he have an attorney?
A public attorney.
Okay, they have his file. Do you know what he was sentenced to? That's really what we need to know. I mean, I have no information. Was he sentenced to a year? Did he serve a year? Was he sentenced to a year and he's getting out sooner? What do you know what it is?
I don't know the exact dates. I didn't get that from him. But he did, according to him and the attorney, he has served. That's why they were releasing him, and that's why they moved him. And,
okay, but now he's just frustrated because he's just sitting there.
Right.
I don't blame him. I mean, I don't blame him if he truly served his time. What does the public defender tell him, the one that had his case?
They're saying that they're recharging him for the same crime he just completed serving for.
What does that mean? How can it? What do you mean? There's something we're not hearing, Tish. What do you mean they're recharging him? What does that mean?
They're saying they're charging him for the same thing again. I don't know why. This is what they're telling him.
But you can't be charged with the same thing again.
I know. That's what he tells me, and that's what. And I agree. I know. That's what's.
Well, Tish, if you want our help, listen. If there's an injustice being done, if you want our help, here's what I need. Your brother is going to have to give his public defender permission to talk to us. We need to get the bottom line. They're not going to talk to us until and your brother's not going to tell us anything. I need to find out what's going on, and I need a case number, okay?
Okay.
We need a case number, and if he has 2 case numbers, I need 2 case numbers. No matter what, we need that. We'll look up the records. Then we need your brother to tell his public defender that he has permission to talk to us.
Okay.
Tom, we had a police officer that just called in, and he said that, yes, he was probably released, and then there's probably an unrelated warrant or something out for his
possibly,
arrest,
but not the same thing. I mean,
right.
Excuse me. Yeah, it could be the same. Another thing, right? It can't be the same exact crime.
Exactly. Unrelated.
Tish knows what she has to do. Give her information on how to get back in touch with us. 303-713-TALK. Let's talk to Amy. Hi, Amy. What's going on?
Hi. I would just like to have your recommendation.
All right.
My truck needs to go to budget A1 transmission, and I want to know how to get it down there. I know there's AAA that has towing.
We have towing. We have towing on the referral list. We have cast iron, isn't it? Cast iron recovery. And they'll do any tow, I thought, for $75 within the metro area.
Okay, so we live in Erie, and I know Budget A1 is down in Inglewood, I think. Would they do that type of a towing?
Yeah, but it might be a little more. Now, you mean does Budget do that? I don't know. Do you do towing?
No, we subcontract out.
Okay. I mean, but do you provide towing to customers?
We use Parker Towing. We have an account. The customer doesn't have to even be there for us to get the vehicle. They go collect it. They bring it to us. It comes, we pay the bill, and then we just add it to the customer's ticket when they come through.
Oh, okay. So, Amy, have you asked Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair if they have a relationship with the tow company?
I have not yet.
Talk to Scott and ask him if they have a pre-existing relationship where they can hook you up, take you in, and put it on your bill. If not, Cast Iron Recovery is on our referral list, and they're a really good company. I mean, tow companies in general aren't that great, and these guys are pretty good guys, and it would be a little extra being in Erie outside, but it's not going to be that much.
But she's AAA. Won't they tow that?
Is she AAA?
I thought I heard you say that.
I was just checking to see what you think about AAA, because I know
I
can sign up and do that. I didn't know if that was...
Okay, now listen, I'm not going to diss them. We don't get a lot of complaints about AAA, but I will say I don't belong. I mean, there are people that swear by it. Well, how do you guys feel about AAA? How do you guys feel?
I don't belong to it either, but I'm obviously in the industry. A lot of people that have it love it, but there's that fee. Does your car break down enough that you're going to use it?
What is the fee?
Boy, I don't know.
Amy, what did they want?
I believe it's $129 for the year.
Really, that's really up to you. Let's put it this way. I can't see anything bad about AAA. Really, all AAA is a dispatching service, and they have member companies. That's really what they have.
Well, and on that 129 too, you better make sure what it is you're getting for your towing package, because some of them have restrictions on how far they'll go, and then you pay over and above that.
Yeah.
Some of them have unlimited tows. There's different packages available.
Okay. Vince, what's going on with you? Hello, Vince.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Good. How can we help you, sir?
Well, I've got a question concerning the estate of my mom. My mom passed away 3 months ago, and I was just wondering what am I entitled to in terms of requesting information about the estate?
Okay, that's a good question. If it's your mom,
right?
Then do you know if she had a will or not?
I believe that her estate was put into a trust, and my sister was made the executor of the trust or the estate.
Well, it's called a trustee, but okay. So you requested from her. If she doesn't have a probate, there's no one to ask. There's no court.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's see if we get our expert on. Wait a sec, and I'll get you a good answer, okay? Ken, what's going on with you?
Yeah, am I on the air?
You sure are.
Okay. I have a girlfriend.
Yep.
That has definitely broken up with me, and I am in the hospital.
Why are you? Now, she didn't put you there, did she?
No.
Okay. So how did she break? How did you guys break up?
Well, she's mad at me because of I have a slight drinking problem.
Okay. Now.
So
what happened? What's this call about?
Well, I'm in the hospital right now.
Are you in the hospital? And this does make a difference. Due to the drinking or something else?
Due to the drinking.
Did you check yourself in for help?
Basically, yes.
To dry out?
Yes.
Okay.
Did she drop you off?
Yes.
Okay, so now go ahead. What's going on?
Well, she has gotten to the point where she just, what's weird about this is she keeps she keeps coming to see me.
Yeah.
But then she doesn't want to talk about anything.
Why does she come to see you?
I don't know. I guess to see if I'm doing okay, but and then she always leaves mad.
Why? What precipitates that? What?
I don't know, Tom. I have no idea.
So she comes and visits and leaves mad. Does she want you to say something you're not saying? Women sometimes, you know, they have a code, and if you don't understand it, they're pissed off. And they don't tell you what it is. You got to figure it out.
I don't understand the code.
And if you don't, you got to understand the code or you get pissed off, because if they tell you what's on their mind, the whole thing's blown because you didn't figure it out.
Are you supposed to listen?
Yes.
Okay.
And be perceptive.
Okay.
But really, what were you hoping we could do for you? I thought this had something to do with your van.
Well, my van is parked at her house.
Uh-oh.
In her driveway.
Uh-oh.
And she's threatening to tow it.
Why is she threatening to tow it?
I don't know. I don't know, Tom.
Do you have a friend? Seriously, Ken, this will cost you a lot of money. First of all, do you have a place that you live?
At this point, I do not.
So you're homeless. Were you living with her?
Yes.
How long were you living with her?
5 years.
Okay. And during that 5 years, did you guys think about getting married?
Yes.
Did she or did you?
Well, we both had talked about it.
Did she want to get married?
Well, like I said, we talked about it.
What about that, during that 5 years, how many of those years were you drunk or have a drinking problem? Be honest.
Oh, I'd say...
the whole time?
Well, the first 6 months I was completely sober.
Okay, the whole time, basically.
Very well, and then I started to slip.
Did you have a job?
Yes.
The whole 5 years?
Yes.
You did, and you held a job.
I did.
Did you chip in? Did you guys... Is it her home? Does she own the home?
Yes, it's her home, and I chipped in.
And so she doesn't feel you were freeloading?
Well, she claims that now, but
well, of course.
I wasn't. I mean,
well, see, here's the problem, Vince. I mean, here's the problem, Ken. Is it Ken? Ken, here's the problem. I know what's wrong without even knowing what's wrong. I'll tell you exactly what to do. I'm serious.
Weekdays 2 to 4. It's Michael Brown.
Well, speaking of cognitive... Uh-oh. You should ask him if he files taxes together. Maybe he can get half that house. He's only 30.
Johnson Construction is offering one of the few hail-proof roofs on the market. To find out more, roofsbyjohnson.com. That's ROOFS. Roofsbyjohnson.com. EuroShield has maximum insurance discount eligibility, virtually indestructible with a lifetime warranty. Think about it. You don't have to worry about roofs again, right? And stunning designs, a wide variety of styles and colors. It even does some insulating because of that rubber, and it soundproofs your house to a certain extent. Man, I love that. Think about this now. With every roof of average size, you're recycling like 1,000 tires. So you're doing the environment some good. It is hail-proof with a warranty. Extreme durability in all weather. Eco-friendly. Adds value to your home. Why don't you call roofsbyjohnson.com? Here it is, 303-719-ROOF. 303-719-ROOF. Roof.
I think I'm going to take advantage here, and I'm going to get a little bit of an early start heading up the hill.
What? He's going hunting, man.
I'm going hunting.
Work to do, man. This ain't right.
I got to go finish putting the stuff in the truck.
That's true. That is a lot of
And
work.
if I can get it done here in the next 2 hours and get a head start, then I can probably get to the cabin before dark.
3/4 of it is beer and liquor bottle, and then a small pack of it is essential. You could be in the hot tub by 6. Maybe I just won't.
You time it right.
Maybe I just won't hunt tomorrow. Stay in the hot tub.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you guys are itching.
Look forward to this trip every year.
Oh man, have a great time, man.
Gotta go do what I can.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, have a great weekend.
You're leaving?
Yep, I'm gonna go see if I can't chase the wapiti.
Don't worry
What are you hunting for?
Elk.
Okay.
I'm
Don't worry
reserving
about
the
a thing,
state.
Jeff.
All right.
Every year he gets me shit. Every year.
Is that racist saying you're hunting the Wapiti? Isn't that Wap?
Not only does he...
First of all, it's
Hey,
not the WAP.
He's gotten me, Goose.
Yeah, I've got Goose.
Yeah.
He's goosing too, twice.
You know, Goose, man, didn't you eat your goose that one year?
Yeah.
I liked it. I ate his goose.
The biggest thing about the goose is you can't cook it more than medium rare. If you go over that, you just really
There's no
destroy it.
fat.
The meat stinks.
Well,
raw meat stinks.
All raw meat stinks.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, they treat that shit. The reason you don't.
You ever
smell
walked
shit-
into a locker?
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. It's there, but that's good.
Goes like that.
All right, gentlemen.
Get
Later.
out.
See ya.
Have some pizza.
No, I did. Already did. I gave up to them. It's better than the elk, the pizza.
Feels better now. Looks gloomy, huh? Was it supposed to be?
No,
I thought it was only supposed to be partly cloudy, but it looks like full cloudy. Dude, it's very cloudy. They get the weather wrong sometimes.
You think? Not very often. Usually right on the money.
Right on.
Aurora needs a leader, and that's Mike Kaufman. Vote for Mike Kaufman for Aurora Mayor on November 5th because everyone, regardless of where they live in Aurora, has a right to feel safe.
Paid for by Mike for Mayor. Learn more at MikeForAuroraMayor.com.
Mike Kaufman's running for mayor.
Yes,
He's from Aurora. Didn't he used to be mayor a long time ago, and then became representative, and then he lost that?
Did Kaufman do a good job?
I think Kaufman's a great leader. I think he did a great job.
What was he most recently? Didn't he lose something? What did he lose?
He lost his Senate seat.
To who?
No. Johnson? Or Kaufman? Oh, he's a House of Representatives.
House of Representatives, excuse me. I said Congress, didn't I?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that is Congress, House of Representatives.
Yeah. You said senator. I thought you said lost the Senate.
I said Senate. It's not a Senate seat. It's a House of Representatives seat.
Okay, so he was in Congress and who did he lose to?
Democrat.
I can't think of the name.
I don't know, but see, that's most Colorado slipped, right?
Yeah, we're a bunch of lips. I mean,
but the bad thing about Kaufman, he was anti-Trump. He didn't jump on the Trump bandwagon. That's why.
I've been to his office in Washington, D.C.
Oh, you did?
I didn't get to meet him, though. I got to meet one of his aides. I went and did a Capitol tour when I was there. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, you do it through your congressman, and he was my congressman.
Where was he?
Well, what do you mean?
Where was he?
He was in the city in meetings. He was there. But his aide was a really nice guy, man, and took us around, showed us everything. I didn't realize the history in that place.
Really?
And it's worth doing. Go White House tour and go do a Capitol tour. It's fabulous. Capitol history is just amazing.
Should be interesting, man.
All the statues, they have so many carvings.
I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. What's going on in your life? How can we help you? And you know what? Every day we seem to get questions about estates and probate and all that stuff. And it's a good thing we have an expert. And by the way, if you need someone to remodel your home, your expert should be GenesisTotalExteriors.com. We love the guy. We have experts in all areas. Now, Blake Harris is our estate expert, wills, probate, and all of that. He's with MileHighEstatePlanning.com. So, Blake, this is a very good question. We get this all the time in general. Then I'm going to ask his specific question. So let's go. And Ken, don't go away. We have to get to Vince because we have the attorney on. Vince is, his mom died. Blake, in general, when someone dies you're close to, how do you, in general now, get information about the estate if no information is forthcoming? Like you're not called and said, hey, you're part of the team, you're part of the will, you're part of the trust, you're part of this, you're part of that. But you suspect, hey, she's my mom, there must be something. How do you get information just out of the blue?
Okay, so there's two options. One is you file in with the court,
and you can look in the case and see what's going on with her.
Well, hold on. So you can go to any estate and do that, or do you have to have does it have to be a relative, or what's the standard?
You'd have to be a heir under intestacy. So your immediate family would all be heirs under intestacy that could file into the case. Or you'd have to be named in the will. But if you don't know about the will, then I would just go to the county where she resided and file into that case. The case may not have been open, in which case you can start the probate, and you can be the one to try to receive your mom's
so
property.
if no estate is open, you can actually open an estate as a relative.
Exactly, absolutely.
Now, what if she has a trust that bypasses what did you just open?
Okay, so this could be an issue. Not an issue, but it's going to be something that can get a little bit tricky. Do you have any idea who the trustee of that trust might be?
Vince, it's your sister, right?
Correct.
It's his sister.
She is the trustee, right, and she's the trustee, and then she also was the power of attorney general.
Okay, hold on. She's power of attorney. Okay, hold on. Okay, so what does he do, Blake, if he knows his sister is the trustee and she has power of attorney?
So the power of attorney doesn't matter. That expired as soon as your mom passed away. The trustee, you will first request information, which it seems like you've done that already. And if she doesn't give you information, hire an attorney to write a letter. That will wake a lot of people up. And if that doesn't do it, then you're going to need to file a lawsuit against the trustee.
Okay, you actually file. But what if you're not part of it? No lawsuit's going to make you part of it. You just file for information?
Well, basically, yes. You file for information, and if you find out you're not a beneficiary, then you drop the lawsuit.
I
or
see.
You try to challenge the trust if there's questions of undue influence or anything being done improper in creating the trust.
So, Vince, this is what I'm hearing. First and foremost, you should just talk to her and see if she'll give you information. If you think she's hiding information, you go to the county where she died and you say, I want to open a probate, or is there a probate? If there is a probate, you file a motion saying, look, I think I'm an heir and I'm being refused information. And if there isn't a probate, you open one, and then you figure out what's going on. But did you just try talking to your sister first?
Yeah, and we also... some other members of the family, my other sisters, have requested both speaking with her and then texting her for information concerning banking accounts.
Well, hold on. Is she ignoring everyone?
Yes. Well, there's like those within the circle and those who are outside of the circle.
How many siblings are in the circle?
Within the circle 4, and then there are 3 of us who are not in the circle. So there's 7 total siblings who will.
Blake, what happens? So should the 3 get together that are out of the circle? I mean, this seems ridiculous that they won't just share information. I mean, even if that information is we have a trust and you're not part of it.
It's not ridiculous at all. It happens all the time. One note that I wanted to give to Vincent real quick. Save those text messages. They may be helpful evidence down the road. As far as should the 3 get together, the 3 of you can get together and share in making your demands, or any one of you individually has the right to file the lawsuit. It does not have to be together, but it certainly can be.
Unfortunately, Vince, it's going to be up to you to take action. Now, Blake Harris, I mean, he may not want to handle this or not, but he can certainly refer you or give you advice. In fact, with any estate issues, or if somebody just died, or if you want to plan your estate, you want to do trust, you can give him a call. MileHighEstatePlanning.com, 720-924-6171. So we have a lot going on. It's car day. We've had a few car calls. Ken wants to know what the hell to do. He's in the hospital, and he needs to get his van somewhere, but I do know exactly what his issue is. He's been living together with this woman for 5 years. He's had a drinking problem the whole time. He said he held down a job, but she's calling him a freeloader. He says she visits him, but ends up leaving mad. He doesn't know why. Honest to God, Ken, I have some solid advice for you coming up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now.
This report is sponsored by the Denver Museum of Nature and Science.
It's Friday, the middle of the day. That means
you can go to a hospital and just dry out. Well,
what's that?
You can go to a hospital just to dry out. There's more there's more to it than that, but of course you can. Who pays for that?
You do.
Yeah, buddy, if you don't, then...
Your health insurance.
So my daughter is working at Swedish now, and it's, I guess, some type of new rule that the hospitals can't deny a homeless person from coming in for the night and having a place. I don't know all the details. Yeah, no, she said...
Just to sleep?
Yes, a place to come in.
That's an expensive place to sleep.
That's expensive.
No kidding, huh?
Who do they charge?
I don't know the details. I asked her about it. Like,
Andy?
do they
That's
come in
pretty
for
good.
medical
Yeah,
care or
Bill.
whatever? You know, but there's, I guess, some type of rule. She like in passing with us on the phone, and she's like, yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Okay, guys. This is open enrollment officially started today, November 1st, and it goes through January 15th. Now, it's the only time that you can buy or change or modify your health coverage unless you have a life-changing event. Don't even try to argue this, because it's not worth trying to make up a life-changing event. It's difficult to do anything if you don't do it now. And I would never do it alone. IntegraInsurance.com. Brokers, listen, you don't save money going direct. I urge you to contact IntegraInsurance.com. 303-466-5500.
I just had Prex Fixer out in my house yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah. Don't work, just staying on here.
Yeah.
Just for the check.
Yeah. How was your health?
Health was good. Furnace was a little bad. No, furnace was good. Health was.
They take it apart, or they just look at it?
You know what? You didn't take it apart like Fix It 24 does. They really take it apart.
They think about that blower. That's the big thing. All the
Yeah. But he said it wasn't dirty or anything. It said a year and a half.
So, like I told you, Jim, how what did you the whole thing that was I did.
Oh, you're a gas?
Yeah. That's how you handle it till and then I swap it out, unfortunately. 2 days later, the furnace starts going on the glitch. The thing comes on for a little while, shuts off, goes on for a little bit, so I go down there, clean all the eyes, and do stuff like that. I got a friend who's got a heating and air conditioning company. I messaged him, see what he suggested.
I know what it is. Two things. It could either be the filter or it's an air. It's not getting enough air.
Okay.
So it's either your inflow is not a good, you got the plugs up above it, or it's your filters are all dirty.
Okay, that's one and two?
For one.
Okay.
For
one.
You said there was two. You just said it was two.
That's two. That's two. Well, but and then the guy just told me last night.
Right. So that's my biggest thing. He says you have to check airflow, make sure you're not blocked out.
Car
you have to
shield.
look at the evaporator.
Bullshit.
And that a joke. Oh, that's such a joke. Garbage.
Hell yeah.
That's a bad one.
Yeah. So he had you look at the evaporative coil. He said if you can look at the evaporative coil, if it hasn't been cleaned in a while, that can get plugged up pretty bad. I'm pretty good with my I do them just about every month. Honestly, God, I do them because there's so much dust and I got allergies, so I keep it clean. So I looked at evaporators; they're real good. The problem was the glow. The heating glow was lighting, but it was defective, and somehow or another that causes the little control unit to shut off the gas. So it would run 5 minutes and shut off.
Oh, so it's not the glow, it's the thermocouple.
No, it's the igniter. It's the glowing part that lights the unit. Okay. That's what he changed, and the thing works. Okay. I'm like, it just is used to start it. Well, how does it affect it? He goes, it's wound into the series, into the controller, and somehow or another when it sees it, if it's defective, it shuts it down because it's looking for it to function. It's not just for lighting, he says, but that if it were to flame out, it can come back on and have the ability to come on. And it had resistance controls. I'm like, really? You changed it and fixed it? I would have never believed it. I never would have believed it.
What are you charging?
For the parts and cleaning all the eyes and wipers, up $200.
Good deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
What company?
He his name is George. It's I'm trying to think of the name. It's like Corazon Heating. He's a small one truck guy. You know, he's a friend of our family. We've known that family for years. And he came over next day. I mean, next morning he's there. I mean, I'm not gonna get that from anybody. Everybody's so busy. It was so freaking cold out.
Yeah.
So
The guy last night said they were doing the cold snap. They were working 16 to 18-hour days.
I'm sure they are. And the problem he looked at, he noticed it right away. He goes, your house, I'm only like 4,300 square feet, you know, it's even tight. He goes, and a lot of stuff now, they would put 2 units in it because it works so much less. They put one upstairs. Yeah, he goes, this is a pretty big inn. I have, 18-foot ceilings in my living room, and it's all vaulted and stuff like that. So he says, that's a lot of work. And he looked at me and goes, your return area is not big enough for this thing. He goes, your furnace is big, it's a rood. He said, you got enough volume in there. Your ducting should be much bigger than this.
That's what they said. He says most of older houses' return air is not terrible. It's bad. Yeah. In fact, they repipe a lot of it just to get it.
Yeah, I wonder if that, you hear those companies that do that stuff where they revent it and stuff. Does that work? Do you have any idea if that works where they revent?
Well, they gotta go grab air from somewhere else. Yeah.
Grab air. Yeah, they do. I think don't they do exterior pipes or some of that stuff where they're providing air?
You're talking about furnaces?
Yeah. Furnaces. Yeah. When you return air,
they're basically air starved.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, now, Ken is in the hospital, and he's lived with this woman for 10 years. She broke up.
5 years.
5 years, I'm sorry. She broke up with him. She's mad. She comes and visits, but then ends up being mad. She's calling him a freeloader, and then she says she wants him to move his van. Ken, this woman is so obviously pissed off at you because when she shows up, she's expecting to hear things like this. Like, I've been a jerk all these years. I've taken advantage of your patience and good graces. I'm going to change. This is my wake-up call. Let's make
basically. I have told her that.
Let's make things different.
I've tried.
Somehow I just don't. You're not convincing me, but maybe you did.
But is there a but in there?
Yeah. By the way, maybe you want to be broken up. Do you want to be broken up?
No, not really. No.
Not really. Do you want to live with her? Is it because it's a place to live, or do you really want to be with her? If you could have a place, I mean,
I want to be with her and have a place to live.
Well, he's being honest. I mean, but it's her. It's not just the place to live. I think she's thinking that that's all it is. And you know what, man? The drinking thing. Are you truly going to get help for it? How long are you in the hospital for?
I've been here now for about 2 weeks.
Who's paying for this? Is your insurance?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And are you getting into a program? What are they holding you for?
They're looking for a place for me to live.
You mean a program?
Well, either a program or what do they call it? Not a hospice. It's
halfway house.
Well,
have you been charged? Were you charged with any crime?
No.
Okay. And are you right now? Are you actively looking to get into a program? What do you plan on doing when you're released?
I have no idea.
God. Okay.
That's why I'm calling you.
What kind of insurance? What kind of insurance do you have?
Medicaid.
I would try to get into a program for drinking, like the Raleigh House. Okay? Really. Then you tell her you're going to get help and you want to try to put your relationship back together, but you got to find your own words. She doesn't want you to move your car, and that's why she keeps coming to see you. I mean, because all she had to say was, it's over, I never want to see you again, move your car. But when was the last time she was back there?
Yesterday.
And then before that, the day before?
The day before, yes, and the day before.
God.
She's been here almost every day.
The woman is faithful to you, man. I mean, seriously. You know what, Daphne? You should call her and get the real story. Really. You know what, Ken? Let us call and say that you cared enough to call, although you're calling about other stuff. I can't tell if Ken really cares or not. I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, look, usually, alcoholism in and of itself, an addiction, is a sign of extreme selfishness. I know it's self-medicating and all that, and I know disease, blah, 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 but come on. I'm talking about, he sounded, okay, Daph, as a woman, does he sound like this woman was important to him?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, you think a little, maybe? I don't know. What do you think? People thinking, people listening right now, what do you think? We'll call her. Let's find out what she wants. Say, look, really, he wants to find out what you want. But he needs to be proactive in getting into a program and not just being in a hospital, for God's sakes. They have in-resident programs at Raleigh House. Johnny, what's going on? Johnny, what's happening?
Hey, how's it going there, Tom? Long-time listener.
Thank you.
I got a good close person who's really close in the family, and there's a couple issues with this person. He is a military vet, never seen combat.
Okay.
Okay. He does have a mouth on him, so he was beat up quite a bit by his comrades. Just kind of straighten him out.
Wait a minute. He's a veteran, never saw war, but is he disabled?
He's not disabled, and that's what I'm going to get to.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
He's claiming disability benefits, and he's getting disability benefits through the VA.
He's getting disability, so he's getting veteran disability.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, however, he never saw war. He went on a Westpac tour. He put feet on the ground, but it was more of a vacation, if you will. There was no confrontation, nothing whatsoever.
Are you pissed?
Okay.
Are you pissed because he is playing the system?
He is playing the system, number one. Yes, completely. Because the Facebook post he puts out, the Instagram post he puts out, he's out there playing around and having a good time, stating that he has TBI and shoulder injury and ankle injury, but he's running around and he's fine. He is completely 100% fine.
They don't hand out disability benefits without some kind of proof or evidence. I mean, does he have a diagnosis for what he's claiming?
No, that's a caveat. I found a letter from the VA stating he had a scan and there was nothing wrong with him, but he's still getting benefits.
Well, how?
That's what I want to know. I mean, it is so absurd to comrades who really need the benefit, but he's getting 90%.
How much? What do you think he gets a month?
He's getting $2,100 a month.
No fooling.
No fooling.
$2,100 a month for 90% disability, and you're saying there's nothing wrong with him?
Nothing wrong whatsoever.
And how does your family know this guy?
He is a part of the family. That's the thing.
You mean like a brother or sister or father or uncle?
Correct.
Okay. And what is the rub with you, that he just is getting away with it?
He's getting away with it. I'm a former vet. Okay, I do have TBI. I'm getting my disability. But it's just absurd that he's getting this, and he's running around and he's getting the feel sorry card from everybody, but then he's out there playing around.
Okay. And the condition you referenced is what?
The reference that what he's claiming he's got TBI.
TBI, traumatic brain injury you're talking about.
Correct.
How, isn't that hard? How do you know? I mean, how do you know he doesn't? And you say you do. What is he claiming? How does he claim he got this TBI?
He's claiming he got it from war zone.
And he was never in a war zone.
Never in a war zone. And the bad thing about it, too, is he wears his veteran hat, hoping that anywhere he goes, it's a restaurant, that somebody pays for him, and which people have, because they thanked him for his service.
How old is this guy?
This guy is 25 years old.
Wait. 25 as in 25?
25, correct.
Oh, come on. This young piece of crap is getting away with this?
Correct.
Well, he is a veteran, though. I mean, right? I mean, there's nothing. I mean, he did go in the Army or in the Navy or wherever he did, and he served, right?
Correct. He did serve 4 years in the Marines.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. He served 4 years in the Marines. I take back the piece of crap, unless he's just faking an injury. But he did serve 4 years in the Marines. What your issue is, he's claiming a disability.
Correct.
But you don't know he doesn't have a disability, do you?
I do, personally. He does not have a disability.
Does he brag? Does he brag about not having a disability and getting away with it?
He brags to his buddies, and his buddies came up and talked to me and said, "What's going on? I don't want to talk. I don't even want to associate with him anymore."
All right, I need some information off the air, and then we will look into it. You know what? And we'll keep you confidential. Daff, we need some names and all that and where he hangs out. I mean, if this is just an out-and-out blatant ripoff like this, maybe we should look into this. We got lines open at 303-713-TALK. Remember, it's car day, 303-713-8255.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
It's Friday, middle of the day. That means it's a slow drive in the usual spots in the metro area. Downtown, northbound I-25, stop and go solid from Alameda, traveling up towards Colfax. Southbound, slow from I-70, traveling down towards Spear as well. Westbound I-70, it's low in the elevator.
This guy says, he's looking for best tires.
Best tires?
For
One that's rounded.
1999 Ford Contour, size 215, 50R16. These are good tires.
Nothing expensive.
Okay. Is that expensive?
Nothing expensive. Hankook's makes a pretty good tire. Yokohama's not a bad tire for
He says, I've looked around, can't find any at discount. Schwab, Firestone.
The 115 what?
215.
215 what?
50R. 16.
Just text the word child to 8.
Yeah, that's why I can't believe it.
They should be all over the place.
Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. When I say those words, you should be thinking the state-of-the-art insulation that comes in from the outside of the house through a small access hole and fills every nook and cranny in the wall cavity. Now, they do these around the house. You can do it in one day and retro insulate your home to make it up to 50% lower in energy bills and more than 80% quieter, or up to 80% quieter. Now, listen, they not only have stats to prove this, they have houses they've done and elated customers. You can get this if you have regular insulation or no insulation. It will improve your home. Wow, is it amazing stuff. State of the art. It is not a spray. It does not harden. It's environmentally friendly. It doesn't off-gas. You will love this stuff. And again, it improves your house, makes it more energy efficient and quieter. Look at this video to see it. FoamYourWalls.com. FoamYourWalls.com. 720-676-6333.
If you saved a lot in your IRA,
15 is what that car comes with. It's optional tires now.
He said 1990 Ford Contour SBT. What's the SBT?
That's just trim level.
Yeah, well, I imagine if he's getting benefits, it says something. I mean, he's claiming the guy's just faking.
Yokohama's 106.
That's a 205.
But wouldn't officials know that when they go to evaluate his claim?
So he has different size tires. So what
I'll tell him. He says
he has 215.
He says 215, 50, 16.
That's the problem.
We have a VA Angel.
205, 16.
Calls for, what should I say? Calls for
16.
You said 205, 15?
He said 205, 16.
Somebody changed wheels, but it doesn't matter.
Factory size is 205, 60, 50. That's a factory size.
And if you suffer from allergies or asthma, breathing clean air is not just important, it's essential. I'm Jaya Rao, co-founder of Molecule, makers of radically different purifiers.
I tried to call Ken's girlfriend, she didn't answer. Do you want to circle back around to him later?
Yeah, and also just keep it for, let's do it, I want you to keep trying that later on. I think it would be a fun call. And then also, make sure she knows we don't use last names and all that. And then if we can get our VA angel on to talk about something like this guy fake.
They're all tires. That's an all size.
There's a Molecule air purifier. I can probably get into
Kumo has them. Firestone has them. Champion.
He said
Firestone. Right now, when you visit molecule.com,
and right here on Tire Rack, right?
you'll save 10% with promo code FRESH AIR. That's promo code FRESH AIR. Don't collectively destroy them with Molecule. Real travel is life-changing.
WRECK, Tire Rack.
travel and connect with the culture, people, and places you visit.
You guys are smart asses.
No, we're not. No, we're not really at all. We're a little dumb, but we are asses. The Cooper's CS5. That's a good tire wrencher. Okay.
You like Cooper?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
They make a pretty decent tire.
It's not a bad tire.
Huh? Yeah.
It's not a bad tire.
Not a bad tire. What I've really been impressed with is the Hancock's. Hancock's actually making a pretty darn good tire.
What's
Tom does need to talk to you again. He would like to know of a safe place to tow his van.
Okay.
There ain't no safe place without storage. Pro Auto?
Oh, yeah. Tell the other customers that are already trying to pull that off. Canton actually hauls them for us. They leave them there long enough. We notify them after a while. They're an abandoned vehicle. If they don't
Why
have
would
value,
people abandon a vehicle?
People are bizarre, bro. People are so bizarre, right? I mean, you get
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, they're so bizarre. And they'll
I have
disappear.
vehicles that'll stay with me a year, and then I'll
Yes.
go, that's it, you're out. And I'll contact and contact and
Yeah,
contact.
we send a certified letter.
I wouldn't keep anything more than 90 days, man.
They just have...
Let alone 60, actually.
Yeah. I have people that'll give me a deposit and then abandon the vehicle.
Holy shit.
It's amazing what people do. Amazing. It's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, tires are interesting. I bought a new balancer the other day, and that guy just, it was amazing the knowledge he has. And we went through tires. What's a good tire? What's a bad tire? Cooper was one that he favored. Obviously Michelin, was his tire of choice. But I bought an $18,000 tire balancer.
Wow.
The one they call Road Force. It puts 3,000 pounds of pressure against the tire when it spins it. So that way you get the feel of the road against the tire, and that's how it balances it. That's some high-tech stuff. That's amazing. Amazing.
How's it put pressure on it?
It's got a motor with a couple little tires at the bottom of it.
Oh.
Now bring it around and push it against the tire.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. Okay, so it's car day. We're wrapping it up, but we got about 7, 8, 10 minutes. Hey, Ken, the guy that went into the hospital for his drinking problem, looking for a program, his girlfriend of 5 years is kind of trying to end stuff or broke up with him, wants his van towed. I think he should try to make amends. We're going to try to call her off the air. But hey, listen, anyway, to make a long story short, he wants to know where do you tow a van to when you need to tow a van? Where do you tow it? Is that right? You don't know where to tow it.
That's what I need your help. Is
Okay.
I need to have it towed somewhere where it's safe.
You've heard of storage places like RV storage and car storage, and they're all over the place. That's where you would have it towed. Now, Cast Iron Delivery does a good. Huh?
I don't have any money, Tom.
Well, Ken, what were you? Did you think that there was a place called Charity Storage? I mean, really? I mean,
well, yeah, that's what the Tom Martino show is for.
Well, we are about helping people, but we don't. And we do truly have charity for things that people are in truly need, but storing a van somewhere doesn't qualify when somebody's in the hospital or in a program. I wish I had something to tell you. I don't know where you would store it. Now, if you want, what condition is this van in?
It's okay.
Like how many miles on it?
225,000.
It's about ready to fall apart. And what's the make?
It's a Mercury.
Oh my God, a Mercury van with 225,000 miles on it. What year?
It's actually in pretty good shape.
Sure it is. What year is it? What year is it?
94. Yeah, I mean it's been a good van. I mean
it's 25 years old with 225,000 miles on it. So it's worth zero. I was going to say perhaps you should try to sell it, but what do you use the van for? Did you use it as a work van?
Yes.
What kind of work are you in?
I'm an electronic technician.
Really? Cool. Okay. Geez, Ken, where the heck can you store a van? Where, guys? He wants to store his van free of charge. Where?
Nowhere.
Come on.
Nobody, anywhere. I mean, come on. You pay for it.
You don't have any money at all.
It's an abandoned vehicle,
do you get any? You don't have any income at all?
No, sir.
Don't you have disability or something? How old are you?
I'm 56.
56. You seriously do not have any income at all? Zero income?
That's correct.
Yeah.